The world of Pokémon is vast, filled with creatures of incredible power, unique abilities, and unforgettable personalities. But behind every iconic Pokémon, every gym leader, every champion, stands a trainer whose journey shapes their destiny and the destiny of their Pokémon. These aren't just characters, they are architects of legend, mentors to aspiring heroes, and sometimes the very embodiment of the Pokémon world's ideals. Before we dive deep into the legacies of these foundational figures, please consider subscribing to join the Cozy Club for more videos like this, and tell me where you're watching from tonight. We're talking about the most important Pokémon trainers, not just the strongest, but those whose influence stretches across regions, through generations, and into the very fabric of the Pokémon narrative. To understand the most important trainers, we must first define what importance truly means in the Pokémon universe. It's not solely about winning battles, though that's often a significant part of their story. Importance can be measured by their impact on the protagonist's journey, their role in shaping the region's culture or history, their contributions to Pokémon research and understanding, or even their philosophical approach to the bond between trainers and Pokémon. These individuals often transcend their immediate roles, becoming symbols or guiding lights for entire communities. Let's begin with a figure whose shadow looms large over the Kanto region, and by extension, the entire Pokémon world, so Professor Oak. While not a battle-focused trainer in the traditional sense, his importance is undeniable. Professor Samuel Oak is the quintessential Pokémon professor, the patriarch of the research community, and the man who entrusts aspiring trainers with their very first Pokémon. His laboratory in Pallet Town is the starting point for countless adventures, including that of Red and Blue, the original protagonists. Oak's work isn't just about cataloging Pokémon, it's about understanding their biology, their habitats, and their interactions with the human world. He embodies the scientific curiosity that drives much of the Pokémon universe's progression. Oak's influence extends far beyond Kanto. His research methodologies and the concept of the Pokédex have been adopted by professors in every subsequent region. He acts as a mentor figure, not just to his grandson Blue, but to many young trainers and researchers who seek his wisdom. He represents the academic pillar of the Pokémon world, grounding the fantastical creatures in a framework of study and discovery. Without Professor Oak, the very concept of a Pokémon journey as we know it might not exist. He provides the initial spark, the fundamental tools, and the overarching goal of completing the Pokédex, which has become a core mechanic and narrative drive for generations of games. His importance is foundational, a quiet but omnipresent force that sets the stage for every trainer's adventure. Moving from the academic to the competitive, we encounter the various champions of each region. These individuals represent the pinnacle of trainer skill and dedication, the ultimate challenge for any aspiring hero. While each champion is formidable, some stand out for their broader impact. Take, for instance, Lance the Dragon Master. Initially the leader of the Elite Four in Kanto, he quickly ascended to the champion position in Johto. Lance's importance stems not just from his mastery of dragon-type Pokémon, but from his unwavering commitment to justice and his willingness to intervene when the balance of the world is threatened. He actively works to thwart criminal organizations like Team Rocket, showcasing a moral compass that extends beyond the Pokémon League. Lance embodies a classic hero archetype, powerful, noble, and deeply connected to ancient traditions through his dragon-type specialists. His presence provides a sense of continuity between Kanto and Johto, serving as one of the original bridges between regions. He's a figure of authority and strength, but also one who understands the deeper responsibility that comes with great power. His battles are not just tests of skill, they are often lessons in honor and the ethical treatment of Pokémon. For many, Lance represents the ideal of a Pokémon trainer, someone who not only excels in battle, but also uses their strength to protect the innocent and uphold the values of the Pokémon world. Then there's Cynthia, the champion of the Sinnoh region, a trainer often regarded as one of the most powerful and enigmatic figures in the entire franchise. Cynthia's importance is multifaceted. She's a formidable opponent, her team diverse and expertly trained, offering one of the toughest challenges in any Pokémon game. But beyond her battling prowess, Cynthia is a scholar, deeply interested in the myths, legends, and history of the Sinnoh region. She often appears throughout the player's journey, not to battle, but to offer guidance, share insights into ancient lore, or simply observe the unfolding events. Cynthia's role as both a champion and a researcher elevates her beyond a mere final boss. She represents the intellectual depth of the Pokémon world, demonstrating that power can coexist with profound knowledge and respect for history. Her calm demeanor, sharp intellect, and profound understanding of the world's ancient mysteries make her an incredibly compelling character. She's a mentor without being explicitly labeled as one, subtly guiding the player towards a deeper appreciation of Sinnoh's rich mythology. Her presence adds a layer of grandeur and historical significance to the region, making the player's journey feel like a part of a much larger, ancient narrative. Cynthia's importance lies in her ability to seamlessly blend competitive excellence with intellectual pursuit, proving that a true Pokémon master is both strong in battle and wise in understanding. Shifting our focus to trainers who influence the narrative through their actions and philosophies, we must consider N from the Unova region. N, or Natural Harmonia Gropius, is arguably one of the most complex and ideologically driven characters in the entire Pokémon franchise. His importance isn't tied to a traditional champion role, but rather to his challenge of the very foundations of the trainer-Pokémon relationship. Raised by the enigmatic Getsis and indoctrinated into Team Plasma's philosophy, N believes that Pokémon are enslaved by humans and seeks to liberate them. His journey is a quest for truth, driven by a deep, albeit misguided empathy for Pokémon. N's unique ability to understand Pokémon speech sets him apart, allowing him to connect with them on a level few humans can. This connection fuels his conviction and makes him a compelling antagonist, as his motives, though extreme, are rooted in a genuine desire to help Pokémon. His importance lies in forcing the player, and by extension, the player base, to critically examine the ethical implications of Pokémon training. He asks uncomfortable questions. Are we truly partners, or are we exploiting them for our own gain? His philosophical struggle adds a profound layer of moral ambiguity to the game's narrative, elevating it beyond a simple good versus evil conflict. Ultimately, N's journey leads him to question his own beliefs and those of his father, making his character arc one of growth and self-discovery. He represents the conscience of the Pokémon world, constantly challenging established norms and pushing for a more compassionate understanding of Pokémon. His importance is in his capacity to provoke thought and inspire a deeper reflection on the core themes of the series. No discussion of important trainers would be complete without acknowledging the original rival, Blue Oak. Blue's importance is not just as an antagonist, but as a constant measuring stick for the player's growth. From the very beginning, he's a step ahead, often appearing at critical junctures to challenge the player's progress. His cocky attitude and relentless pursuit of strength drive the player to improve, making him an integral part of the Kanto journey. Blue's arc is also one of transformation. Initially driven solely by a desire to be the best, often at the expense of his Pokémon's well-being, he gradually matures. After becoming champion and then being defeated by the player, he takes on the mantle of gym leader, showcasing a newfound sense of responsibility and a more balanced approach to training. Blue represents the competitive spirit taken to its extreme, a foil to the player's more exploratory and empathetic journey. His struggles and eventual growth make him a relatable character, demonstrating that even the most ambitious trainers can learn and evolve. He's a reminder that true strength isn't just about power, but about character and the bond shared with one's Pokémon. His presence in the games ensures that the player is never truly alone on their journey, always having a rival to push them forward. Blue's importance is in his role as a dynamic antagonist and a symbol of growth, a constant challenge that ultimately helps define the player's own path to mastery. Expanding beyond individual trainers, we must consider the Pokémon League itself and its role in shaping the aspirations of every trainer. The League, with its gym leaders, Elite Four, and Champion, provides the ultimate goal for most trainers, to become the very best. The structure of the League, a series of challenges designed to test skill, strategy, and the bond between trainer and Pokémon, is a cornerstone of the franchise. Its importance lies in providing a clear progression path, a narrative framework that motivates players to explore, battle, and grow. Each gym leader, while serving as a challenge, also acts as a representative of their town or city, often specializing in a particular Pokémon type that reflects the local environment or culture. They are more than just obstacles. They are figures of authority and expertise, inspiring young trainers and providing a sense of place within the region. The Elite Four and Champion elevate this further, embodying the pinnacle of competitive achievement. The League system teaches valuable lessons about perseverance, strategy, and respect for opponents. It creates a sense of community and shared ambition, bringing trainers together under a common goal. The importance of the Pokémon League is in its organizational structure, providing the ultimate stage for trainers to prove their worth and forge their legends. It is the institution that defines what it means to be a Pokémon master in the eyes of the world. Let's delve into another type of influential figure, the enigmatic and often morally ambiguous leaders of the Villainous teams. While not trainers in the heroic sense, their importance to the narrative and the world itself is undeniable. They often serve as catalysts for major conflicts, forcing the player to confront fundamental questions about power, ambition, and the balance of nature. Take Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket and the Viridian City gym leader. His importance is foundational, as he is the first major villainous leader encountered in the series. Giovanni embodies pure, unadulterated ambition and a ruthless desire for power. His goal is to exploit Pokémon for profit and world domination, a stark contrast to the ideals of partnership and respect championed by most trainers. His dual role as a criminal mastermind and a seemingly legitimate gym leader highlights the hypocrisy and hidden dangers that can lurk beneath the surface of the Pokémon world. Giovanni's influence extends deeply into the Kanto region, as Team Rocket's activities are pervasive, affecting towns, Pokémon, and even the Pokémon League itself. He forces the player to mature beyond simply battling for badges, introducing a moral dimension to their journey. The battles against Giovanni are not just about strength. They are about defending the innocent and upholding justice. His ultimate defeat and subsequent disbandment of Team Rocket mark a significant turning point, not just for Kanto, but for the player's understanding of their role in the world. Giovanni's importance is in his archetypal villainy, providing a clear antagonist that helps define the hero's journey and establish the moral stakes of the Pokémon universe. Moving to a different kind of villain, we encounter Cyrus, the leader of Team Galactic and Sinnoh. Cyrus's importance lies in his radical philosophy and his ambition to literally remake the universe. Unlike Giovanni, who seeks power within the existing world, Cyrus despises the current world, viewing emotions and spirit as flaws. He seeks to use the legendary Pokémon Dialga and Palkia to destroy the old universe and create a new one, devoid of emotion and strife, with himself as its god. This cosmic scale of villainy elevates the stakes dramatically, making his conflict with the player feel existential. Cyrus represents a cold, intellectual evil driven by a nihilistic worldview rather than simple greed. His actions force the player to consider the profound implications of legendary Pokemon's powers and the delicate balance of the universe itself. The battles against him are not just about stopping a criminal, they are about preserving existence as we know it. His enigmatic personality, his detachment, and his chilling conviction make him a memorable and truly important antagonist. Cyrus's importance is in his philosophical challenge, pushing the boundaries of what a Pokémon villain could be, and forcing players to contemplate the very nature of reality and existence within the Pokémon world. Another critical figure, often overlooked in terms of raw power, but immensely important for his legacy, is Red. The silent protagonist of the first-generation games, Red's journey is the template for every player's adventure. His importance isn't defined by dialogue or explicit personality traits, but by his actions and his ultimate achievement, becoming the champion and then ascending to a legendary status. Red represents the player's potential, the silent embodiment of every victory, every challenge overcome, and every Pokémon befriended. Red's most iconic moment, arguably, is his appearance as a super boss in subsequent games, particularly in Pokémon Gold and Silver, where he stands atop Mount Silver, the ultimate challenge for the new protagonist. This portrayal solidifies his status as a living legend, a trainer who has surpassed even the champion title and now exists on a plane of his own. He is the ghost of past achievements, a reminder of where the journey began and how far one can go. His silence adds to his mystique, allowing players to project their own experiences and interpretations onto him. Red's importance is in his foundational role as the player avatar, his symbolic representation of mastery, and his enduring legacy as the ultimate Pokémon trainer. He is the silent legend, the peak that all other trainers aspire to reach. Beyond the competitive and the villainous, there are trainers whose importance comes from their unique relationships with specific Pokémon or their mastery of a particular craft. Take the gym leaders and Elite Four members who specialize in a single type. While there are many, some stand out for their iconic status or their impact on the player's perception of that type. Blaine, the Cinnabar Island gym leader, is a great example. His expertise in fire-type Pokémon and his scientific background, hinted at by his lab-coat attire and his trivia questions, make him a memorable figure. He represents the blend of scientific understanding and battling prowess that is often celebrated in the Pokémon world. Blaine's importance is enhanced by his association with the legendary Mewtwo, as he was instrumental in its creation. This connection adds a layer of moral complexity to his character, showing that even well-intentioned scientific endeavors can have unforeseen and powerful consequences. He's not just a fire-type specialist, he's a character tied to one of the most profound and ethically challenging stories in the Kanto region. His battles are not just about overcoming fire types, they are a subtle reminder of the power and responsibility that comes with manipulating life itself. Blaine's importance lies in his iconic status as a type specialist and his narrative connection to the deeper, more philosophical aspects of Pokémon creation and power. Another figure whose importance transcends the traditional trainer role is Mr. Fuji from Lavender Town. While not a battler, Mr. Fuji is a pivotal character in the Kanto region, particularly concerning the tragic story of Kubon and the ghost of its mother. He is a kind and compassionate old man who cares deeply for orphaned Pokémon and seeks to bring peace to the haunted Pokémon Tower. His backstory reveals him to be a former researcher involved in the creation of Mewtwo, a past he now seeks to atone for through his benevolent actions. Mr. Fuji represents the moral compass of the Kanto region, a stark contrast to Giovanni's ruthlessness. He embodies the themes of compassion, redemption, and the sanctity of life. His actions highlight the emotional depth of the Pokémon world, showing that the bond between humans and Pokémon can extend beyond battles to include care, empathy, and even mourning. His importance is in his role as a moral guide and his connection to one of the most poignant and emotionally resonant side stories in the early games. He reminds players that the Pokémon world is not just about strength and competition, but also about kindness, healing, and the enduring power of love and remembrance. The importance of breeders and caretakers also deserves recognition. While often in the background, figures like the daycare couple or specific characters dedicated to Pokémon care highlight a crucial aspect of the Pokémon world, the nurturing and raising of these creatures. Their work ensures the health, growth, and continuation of Pokémon species. Though they may not engage in high-stakes battles, their dedication to the welfare of Pokémon is fundamental. They represent the quiet, often unseen labor that supports the entire ecosystem of trainers and Pokémon. Without them, the supply of new Pokémon would dwindle and the population would suffer. Their importance is in their foundational role in Pokémon welfare and propagation, ensuring the sustainability and health of the Pokémon world. Considering the broader impact, the various professors across all regions hold immense importance. Each professor from Elm and Johto to Birch and Hoenn, Rowan and Sinnoh, Juniper and Unova, Sycamore and Kalos, Kukui and Alola, and Magnolia and Galar contributes to the collective knowledge of Pokémon. They are the intellectual backbone of the world, constantly striving to understand the mysteries of Pokémon and their interactions with the environment. Each professor often has a specific area of expertise, like Professor Rowan's focus on Pokémon evolution or Professor Kukui's research into Pokémon moves. Their collective work enriches the lore of the Pokémon world, providing scientific context for the fantastical elements. They are the gatekeepers of knowledge, often providing the player with crucial information about legendary Pokémon, regional phenomena, or even the ethical implications of certain technologies. They represent the continuous pursuit of knowledge and the belief that understanding Pokémon is key to harmonious coexistence. The importance of the professors as a collective is in their role as educators, researchers, and custodians of knowledge, allowing the Pokémon world to grow, adapt, and continually reveal new wonders. They ensure that the journey of a Pokémon trainer is not just about battling, but also about learning and discovery. Let's further explore the concept of importance by looking at trainers who embody specific philosophies or approaches to Pokémon. One such trainer is Berg, the gym leader of Castelia City in Unova. Burr is not just a bug-type specialist, he's also a renowned artist. His gym is an art gallery, and his battles are often described as creative expressions. His importance lies in demonstrating that Pokémon training can be an artistic endeavor, a means of self-expression and aesthetic appreciation. He shows that strength in battle isn't the only measure of a trainer's skill. Creativity and the ability to find beauty in all Pokémon, even those often overlooked like bug types, are equally valuable. Berg's character encourages players to look beyond conventional notions of power and to appreciate the diverse forms and abilities of Pokémon. He represents the fusion of art and nature, a philosophy that suggests beauty can be found in the most unexpected places. His importance is in broadening the definition of what a Pokémon trainer can be, proving that passion and creativity can be just as impactful as raw strength. He inspires players to see their Pokémon not just as tools for battle, but as muses and partners in a shared creative journey. Another trainer who embodies a distinct philosophy is Wally from the Hoenn region. Wally's importance comes from his journey of personal growth and overcoming adversity. Initially a frail and timid boy, he is given a ralts by the player and embarks on his own adventure to become stronger. His battles with the player throughout the game serve as milestones, showcasing his gradual transformation from a weak individual into a confident and formidable trainer. Wally represents the power of perseverance and the idea that anyone, regardless of their initial disadvantages, can achieve greatness through dedication and the bond with their Pokémon. His journey is a testament to the transformative power of the Pokémon world, where challenges foster growth and weaknesses can be turned into strengths. He's a relatable character for many players, embodying the struggles and triumphs of personal development. Wally's importance is in his inspirational arc, demonstrating that the Pokémon journey is not just about external battles, but also about internal growth and self-discovery. He reminds us that the greatest victories are often those won against our own limitations. The importance of the player character themselves across all generations cannot be overstated. While silent and often without a defined personality, they are the central figure through whom the entire narrative unfolds. They are the blank slate upon which players project their own experiences, decisions, and emotions. Their importance is in their role as the ultimate agent of change, the one who rises to every challenge, defeats every villain, and ultimately becomes champion. They are the eyes and ears of the player, making their journey the most important of all, as it is the one we directly experience. The player character's journey is a microcosm of the entire Pokémon experience, starting as a novice, learning, growing, battling, exploring, and ultimately achieving mastery. They represent the potential within every aspiring trainer, the dream of becoming a Pokémon master. Their silent presence allows for universal identification, making them a timeless and endlessly relatable figure. The player character's importance is in their direct connection to the player, serving as the ultimate embodiment of the Pokémon journey itself, the hero of their own unfolding legend. Let's consider the creators of the Pokémon world within the narrative itself, such as the legendary figures associated with the creation myths of various regions. While not trainers in the conventional sense, their influence is paramount. Arceus, the alpha Pokémon, is said to have created the Sinnoh region, and in some lore, the entire Pokémon universe. Its importance is cosmic, representing the ultimate source of life and order. While not a trainer, the very existence of Arceus shapes the philosophical and mythological underpinnings of the world, providing a sense of divine origin and immense power. Similarly, other legendary Pokémon like Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, who govern time, space, and antimatter respectively, wield immense power that trainers interact with. The trainers who encounter, and in some cases, capture these legendaries, become important by proxy, acting as custodians or mediators of these cosmic forces. Their actions can literally prevent or cause the destruction of the world. The importance of these primordial forces and the legendary Pokémon that embody them is in their shaping of the very fabric of existence, providing the ultimate stakes for many of the overarching narratives in the Pokémon series. They are the silent, powerful entities that define the boundaries of what is possible within the universe. Further exploring trainers whose importance stems from unique roles, we look at characters like Looker from the International Police. While not a gym leader or champion, Looker's recurring presence across multiple regions, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, Alola, and Galar in the Isle of Armor DLC, makes him a uniquely important figure. He operates in the shadows, investigating criminal organizations and legendary Pokémon incidents, often working alongside the player. His importance lies in his role as a consistent force for justice, representing a global authority that transcends regional boundaries. Looker provides a sense of continuity and a broader context for the player's actions. He connects seemingly disparate events across different games, hinting at a larger interconnected world. His calm, professional demeanor, combined with his occasional comedic moments, makes him a likable and reliable ally. He's a reminder that the Pokémon world has its own law enforcement, and that not all conflicts are resolved through traditional Pokémon battles. Looker's importance is in his role as a global investigator, a symbol of justice that binds the regions together, and a recurring presence that deepens the sense of a shared, ongoing narrative in the Pokémon universe. Another trainer whose importance is derived from a specialized role is Stephen Stone, the champion of the Hoenn region. Stephen is not just a powerful trainer, he's also a connoisseur of rare stones and a skilled geologist. His passion for rocks and minerals extends beyond mere collection. He actively seeks out rare geological formations and ancient artifacts, often leading him to uncover secrets of the Hoenn region's past. His importance lies in his embodiment of a different kind of mastery, one that combines battling prowess with intellectual curiosity and a deep appreciation for the natural world. Stephen represents the idea that strength can be found in knowledge, and that understanding the world around us is just as valuable as winning battles. His calm and gentlemanly demeanor, coupled with his formidable steel-type Pokémon, makes him a memorable and respected figure. He's not just a champion, he's an explorer, a scholar, and a protector of ancient knowledge. His battles are not just about proving strength, so they often involve uncovering the mysteries of the legendary Groudon and Kyogre, placing him at the center of hoenn's most significant conflicts. Stephen's importance is in his unique blend of competitive excellence and intellectual pursuit, showcasing that a true Pokémon master can be both a powerful battler and a wise scholar. The importance of Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny, while not trainers in the traditional sense, is immense for the functioning of the Pokémon world. These recurring characters, often identical in appearance across regions, represent the universal healthcare and law enforcement systems that provide essential services. Nurse Joy heals Pokémon, a fundamental service that allows trainers to continue their journeys. Officer Jenny maintains peace and order, often assisting in the apprehension of criminals. Their omnipresence and unwavering dedication make them pillars of their respective communities. They are symbols of safety, care, and civic duty, providing a comforting constant in a world filled with adventure and danger. Without Nurse Joy, Pokémon would be unable to recover from battles, severely hindering trainers' progress. Without Officer Jenny, criminal organizations would run rampant, destabilizing regions. Their importance is in their foundational support roles, ensuring the health, safety, and operational viability of the Pokémon world. They may not battle, but their contributions are indispensable to the lives of both Pokémon and humans. Considering the broader social impact, characters like the various regional professors' assistants, often the player's first rival or friend, also hold importance. They are the entry point into the world of Pokémon for the player, guiding them through the initial steps of their journey. Be it the unnamed assistant in Kanto, Lyra/Ethan in Johto, May/Brendan in Hoenn, Dawn/Lucas in Sinnoh, Bianca/Charon in Unova, Shauna/Callum/Serena in Kalos, Hao/Gladion in Alola, or Hop in Galar. These characters serve as companions, rivals, and friends. Their importance lies in their personal connection to the player, acting as relatable peers who share the same initial journey. They represent the camaraderie and friendly competition that are central to the Pokémon experience. Their growth parallels the player's own, making their triumphs and struggles feel intimately connected. They often provide moral support, a sense of shared purpose, and sometimes even a friendly challenge. Their importance is in their role as personal guides and companions, humanizing the grand adventure and making the player's journey feel less isolated. They are the friends we make along the way, reminding us that the Pokémon world is also about connection and shared experiences. Let's not forget the importance of the nameless, everyday trainers encountered throughout the journey, from the youngster who wants to show off his Rattata to the lass who challenges you with her cute Pokémon. These trainers populate the world, making it feel alive and dynamic. Their importance is in providing constant opportunities for battle, experience, and growth, acting as the stepping stones upon which the player builds their strength. They are the background chorus of the Pokémon world, each with their own small story and their own team of Pokémon. These trainers, though often forgotten individually, collectively create the vibrant, competitive ecosystem that defines the Pokémon world. They represent the diverse population of trainers, each pursuing their own goals and enjoying their own unique bonds with their Pokémon. They make the world feel lived in and provide a sense of scale to the player's journey. The importance of these everyday trainers is in their collective contribution to the world's vibrancy, providing endless opportunities for interaction and making the player's journey feel like a grand adventure through a populated and active land. Further examining trainers with historical significance, we arrive at the legendary figures from ancient times, often mentioned in lore or depicted in statues. While not interactable characters in the games, their influence on the world is profound. The kings, queens, and heroes who founded cities, tamed legendary Pokémon, or established ancient traditions are crucial to understanding the deeper history of the Pokémon world. Their importance lies in their foundational role, shaping the cultural, political, and even geographical landscape of the regions. These ancient trainers often embody the ideals of their time, whether it's a king who sought harmony with nature or a warrior who battled alongside a powerful legendary. Their stories inform current events, providing context for ruins, myths, and even the motivations of modern-day characters. They are the silent architects of the past, whose legacies continue to resonate in the present. The importance of these historical trainers is in their role as cultural progenitors, providing the rich tapestry of lore and tradition that makes the Pokémon world feel deep and ancient. They remind us that the world we explore has a long and storied past, full of heroes and legends whose actions continue to shape the present. Consider also the various masters of specific Pokémon types or battle styles who exist outside the traditional gym leader structure. Examples include the Battle Frontier Brains or the various dojo masters who teach specific moves or techniques. These trainers represent specialized forms of mastery, showcasing dedication to a particular aspect of Pokémon training. Their importance is in demonstrating the breadth of expertise possible within the Pokémon world, proving that there are many paths to becoming a skilled trainer beyond simply collecting badges. They offer unique challenges and rewards, often requiring players to adapt their strategies and broaden their understanding of Pokémon battles. They represent the academic and practical aspects of advanced Pokémon training, providing opportunities for players to hone their skills in specific areas. The importance of these specialized masters is in their role as teachers and advanced challengers, pushing players to explore the deeper intricacies of Pokémon battling and fostering a more nuanced understanding of type matchups, movesets, and strategic thinking. They prove that true mastery is multifaceted and can be found in many different forms. The role of parents in the Pokémon world is also quietly significant. While often relegated to background characters, the player's mother, for example, consistently offers support, advice, and a comforting home base. She represents the unconditional love and stability that allows young trainers to embark on their dangerous journeys with a sense of security. Her importance is in her foundational emotional support, providing a psychological anchor for the player and a reminder of the home that awaits them. Other parental figures, such as Norman, the gym leader of Petalburg City, and the player's father in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, demonstrate a different kind of parental influence. Norman is not just a father, he's a formidable trainer and a respected figure in the Hoenn League. His presence adds a layer of personal challenge and aspiration for the player as they strive to prove themselves to their own father. His importance is in blending the roles of family and competitive challenge, illustrating that even within the world of Pokémon, familial bonds remain strong and can even be a source of motivation. The importance of parents, both actively involved and passively supportive, is in their role as emotional and developmental foundations for the burgeoning trainers of the Pokémon world, providing the necessary support for their grand adventures. Let's turn our attention to trainers who become important through their association with legendary or mythical Pokémon, specifically those who forge a deep, personal bond with these powerful creatures. Hoenn's connection with Zekrom or Reshiram in Unova is a prime example, where the legendary Pokémon actively chooses him as its hero. This relationship elevates Hoenn's importance beyond his own ideology, making him a central figure in the fate of the region. His ability to communicate directly with these ancient beings and his willingness to listen to their wisdom highlights a profound level of connection rarely seen. Similarly, characters like Zinnia from the Delta episode in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demonstrate a deep, almost spiritual connection to Rayquaza. Her importance stems from her role as the Lore Keeper, a lineage dedicated to protecting the world from meteorites and understanding the history of the Draconid people. Her bond with Rayquaza is ancient and profound, allowing her to awaken its true power. These trainers are not just powerful, they are chosen, destined to interact with forces beyond human comprehension. Their importance is in their unique roles as conduits or partners to legendary Pokémon, acting as crucial figures in the preservation or reshaping of the world. They show that true mastery can involve a deep, almost mystical, understanding and respect for the most powerful beings in the Pokémon universe. The creators of technological advancements in the Pokémon world also hold significant importance. While not always trainers in the battling sense, figures like Professor Cosmo in Hoenn, who studies meteorites, or the various engineers and inventors who create tools like the Pokeball, are vital. Their innovations shape how trainers interact with Pokémon and the world around them. The inventor of the PC storage system, for instance, revolutionized how trainers manage their ever-growing collections of Pokémon. These individuals represent the scientific and technological progress that runs parallel to the natural wonders of the Pokémon world. Their contributions can enable the adventures of trainers and expand the possibilities of what can be achieved with Pokémon. Their importance is in their role as innovators, providing the tools and understanding that push the boundaries of the Pokémon world. They show that human ingenuity, when applied responsibly, can complement and enhance the natural capabilities of Pokémon, leading to a more interconnected and functional world. Finally, we must acknowledge the importance of the player's own Pokémon. While not trainers themselves, they are the silent, steadfast partners without whom no journey would be possible. Each Pokémon, from the humble starter to the mighty legendary, contributes to the player's growth, battles, and ultimately their success. They are the friends, the family, and the weapons in the player's arsenal, each with their own personality and story. Their importance is in their unwavering loyalty, their unique abilities, and the profound emotional bonds they form with their trainers. Without them, the Pokémon world would be an empty stage, and the trainers would be merely people. They are the heart and soul of the franchise, the very reason the world exists as it does. The journey of any important trainer is ultimately a testament to the Pokémon they choose to accompany them. The concept of what makes a trainer important is multifaceted. It's not solely about power, but also about influence, innovation, and the impact they have on the world around them. We've explored the champions, the rivals, the professors, the villains, the legendary trainers, and even the Pokémon themselves. But there are other categories of trainers and individuals who, while perhaps not always in the spotlight, play crucial roles in shaping the Pokémon world and the experiences of its inhabitants. Consider the gym leaders. While often seen as stepping stones for aspiring champions, their importance extends far beyond simply testing a trainer's mettle. Gym leaders are often pillars of their communities, embodying the spirit and values of their towns and cities. They are role models, mentors, and sometimes even protectors. Brock, the Pewter City gym leader, is not just a rock-type specialist. He's also a nurturing figure, a skilled breeder, and a cook, demonstrating a versatility that goes beyond battling. Misty, the Cerulean City gym leader, represents the beauty and power of water-type Pokémon, and her passion for her Pokémon is infectious. These leaders, through their dedication and presence, inspire countless young trainers to embark on their own journeys. They provide accessible goals, teach valuable lessons about type matchups and strategy, and serve as the first real tests of a trainer's commitment. Their importance lies in their foundational role in the trainer journey, providing structure and motivation for the vast majority of trainers who pass through their doors. They are the gatekeepers to the Pokémon League, and their influence on a trainer's early development cannot be overstated. Without gym leaders, the path to becoming a champion would be far less defined, and the journey itself would lose much of its iconic structure. Beyond the gym leaders, we have the Elite Four. These 4 trainers represent the pinnacle of regional strength, standing as the final challenge before a trainer can face the champion. Their importance is in their status as living legends, demonstrating what is possible through dedication and skill. They are often specialists in particular types, showcasing the depth and breadth of Pokémon battling. Lorelei of the Indigo League, with her ice and water types, presents a formidable strategic challenge. Karen, with her dark-type Pokémon, teaches trainers about perseverance and finding strength in unexpected places. The Elite Four are not just powerful opponents. They are the guardians of a region's highest battling honor, and their very existence inspires trainers to push their limits. They symbolize the ultimate goal for many aspiring trainers, and their battles are often epic encounters that test every facet of a trainer's skill and team composition. Their importance is in setting the bar for excellence, providing a clear and challenging objective for trainers who aspire to be the very best. They are the penultimate test, the final proving ground before a trainer can claim the title of champion. Then there are the Frontier Brains. Introduced in the Battle Frontier, these trainers are unique in that they don't operate within the traditional Pokémon League structure. Instead, they lead various battle facilities, each with its own distinct rules and challenges. Figures like Annabelle, the Ceylon Maiden of the Battle Tower, or Brandon, the Pyramid King, are masters of specific battle formats, Their importance lies in their ability to push trainers beyond conventional strategies, forcing them to adapt to diverse rule sets and think outside the box. They represent a different kind of mastery, one that emphasizes adaptability, strategic depth, and a comprehensive understanding of Pokémon mechanics. Battling a frontier brain is often a more complex and nuanced experience than a standard gym battle or even an Elite Four challenge, requiring trainers to build specialized teams and employ intricate tactics. They show that there are many paths to becoming a powerful trainer, and that success isn't always about brute force. Their importance is in expanding the definition of what it means to be a skilled trainer, offering diverse challenges that hone different aspects of a trainer's abilities. They are the innovators of battle, constantly devising new ways to test and improve trainers, ensuring that the competitive spirit of the Pokémon world remains vibrant and ever-evolving. We also cannot overlook the importance of the Pokémon coordinators. While battling is a core element of the Pokémon world, it is not the only path to greatness. Coordinators, like May and Dawn, focus on Pokémon contests, showcasing their Pokémon's beauty, grace, and charm through a series of performance rounds. Their importance is in highlighting the aesthetic and artistic side of Pokémon, demonstrating that the bond between a trainer and their Pokémon can be expressed in myriad ways beyond just strength. They emphasize the importance of friendship, trust, and creative expression. A successful coordinator understands their Pokémon's natural talents and works to bring out their inner sparkle, crafting dazzling combinations of moves and appeals. This path offers a refreshing alternative to the often intense world of battling, showing that there is beauty and value in showcasing a Pokémon's inherent qualities. Coordinators inspire a different kind of ambition, encouraging trainers to appreciate the diverse talents of their Pokémon and to find joy in shared performances. Their importance is in broadening the scope of what it means to be a successful trainer, proving that grace and artistry can be just as impactful as power. They contribute to a richer, more diverse Pokémon world where different forms of talent and partnership are celebrated. Furthermore, there are the Pokémon breeders. These dedicated individuals, like Brock in his later aspirations, focus on raising Pokémon from birth, ensuring their health, happiness, and optimal development. Their importance is in their deep understanding of Pokémon biology, genetics, and behavior. They are the backbone of the Pokémon world's population, ensuring that strong and healthy Pokémon are available for trainers. Breeders are often responsible for discovering new egg moves, understanding ability inheritance, and perfecting IVs and EVs, contributing significantly to the competitive battling scene behind the scenes. They embody a profound respect for the life cycle of Pokémon and the meticulous care required to nurture them. Their work is essential for maintaining genetic diversity and ensuring the well-being of various Pokémon species. Without skilled breeders, the Pokémon world would be a much less vibrant and sustainable place. Their importance is in their role as caretakers and guardians of Pokémon life, ensuring the health and vitality of the Pokémon population for generations to come. They are the unsung heroes who work tirelessly to ensure that every Pokémon has the best possible start in life, and their dedication is a testament to the deep bond between humans and Pokémon. And let's not forget the Pokémon Rangers. These brave individuals are dedicated to protecting wild Pokémon and their habitats, often working in remote and dangerous areas. Their importance is in their commitment to conservation and their role as guardians of the natural world. Rangers don't typically use Pokeballs to capture Pokémon. Instead, they temporarily partner with them using a capture styler to resolve environmental crises or stop poachers. They embody a different kind of relationship with Pokémon, one based on mutual respect and cooperation for the greater good. Their missions often involve stopping ecological disasters, rescuing injured Pokémon, or thwarting the plans of villainous organizations that threaten the balance of nature. They highlight the importance of environmental stewardship and the interconnectedness of all life in the Pokémon world. Their importance is in their selfless dedication to preserving the delicate ecosystems and protecting the wild Pokémon that inhabit them. They are the environmentalists and first responders of the Pokémon world, ensuring that the natural beauty and biodiversity of the regions are maintained for future generations. Finally, we have the various specialists and artisans. These individuals, while perhaps not trainers in the traditional sense, contribute immensely to the richness and depth of the Pokémon world. Consider the move tutors, who teach rare and powerful moves to Pokémon, expanding their battle capabilities. Or the name raiders, who allow trainers to personalize their Pokémon's identities. There are also the berry masters, who cultivate unique berries with various effects, and the item inventors who craft crucial tools and held items. These seemingly minor characters collectively weave the intricate tapestry of the Pokémon universe. Their importance lies in their specialized knowledge and skills, which enhance the overall experience for trainers and Pokémon alike. They provide essential services, unique items, and valuable insights that enrich the journey and open up new possibilities. They demonstrate that the Pokémon world is a complex ecosystem of roles and professions, where every contribution, no matter how small, plays a part in its overall vibrancy. They are the unsung contributors, the quiet experts who provide the necessary infrastructure and specialized knowledge that allows the grand adventures of trainers to unfold. Their collective impact is far greater than the sum of their individual contributions, making the Pokémon world a truly living and breathing entity. The importance of a trainer or individual in the Pokémon world is not a singular metric. It's a blend of power, influence, innovation, and the impact they have on the lives of others, both human and Pokémon. From the legendary figures who shape history to the quiet caretakers who ensure the well-being of Pokémon, each plays a vital role in the grand narrative. The Pokémon world is a vast and interconnected place, and its most important figures are those who contribute to its development, challenge its boundaries, and inspire its inhabitants to strive for greatness. Their stories, their struggles, and their triumphs are what make the Pokémon universe so compelling and enduring. They embody the spirit of adventure, the power of friendship, and the endless possibilities that arise when humans and Pokémon work together. The continuum of importance stretches from the humble beginner to the most revered champion, each adding their unique thread to the rich tapestry of the Pokémon world. The collective impact of these diverse individuals and their relationships with Pokémon is what truly defines the essence of this beloved franchise. Now let's turn our attention to one of the most enigmatic and deeply impactful figures in the Pokémon universe, N, or Natural Harmonia Gropius. His story is a profound exploration of philosophical ideals, the ethics of Pokémon ownership, and the very nature of truth. N isn't just a trainer. He's a revolutionary, a philosopher king, and a figure who forces players and characters alike to question their deeply held beliefs about the Pokémon world. Introduced in Pokémon Black and White, N quickly establishes himself as a pivotal and complex antagonist. He is the king of Team Plasma, a radical organization dedicated to liberating all Pokémon from human trainers. His goal, on the surface, seems noble: to free Pokémon from what he perceives as servitude and allow them to live in their natural state, unburdened by human commands or Pokéballs. However, his methods are often extreme, and his ideals are rooted in a deeply sheltered and manipulated upbringing. N's importance stems from several key aspects. Firstly, he is one of the few characters in the Pokémon franchise who genuinely challenges the fundamental premise of the entire game, the partnership between humans and Pokémon. Most characters celebrate this bond, viewing it as a source of strength, friendship, and mutual growth. N, however, presents a compelling counter-narrative, arguing that this bond is inherently exploitative. He believes that Pokémon, being sentient beings, should not be confined or commanded, and that forcing them into battles for human entertainment or glory is unethical. This radical perspective forces players to confront the implications of their own actions within the game world. Are we truly partners with our Pokémon, or are we simply their masters? N's questions resonate long after his initial appearance. Secondly, N possesses a unique and extraordinary ability. He can understand the hearts of Pokémon. This isn't just a metaphor. He genuinely hears their thoughts and feelings, communicating with them on a level no other human character seems capable of. This ability forms the bedrock of his convictions. He claims to hear the suffering of Pokémon confined in Pokéballs, the joy of those who are free, and the inner turmoil of those forced to battle. This makes his arguments incredibly potent, as they are not just theoretical, but seemingly grounded in direct, undeniable experience. This special connection elevates him beyond a typical antagonist. He becomes a voice for the voiceless Pokémon themselves, making his cause feel incredibly urgent and morally significant. His upbringing further complicates his character and deepens his importance. N was raised by Ghetsis, one of the 7 sages of Team Plasma, and essentially groomed to become their king. Ghetsis, a master manipulator, isolated N from human society, surrounding him only with abused Pokémon and feeding him a carefully constructed narrative of human cruelty. This manipulation is crucial to understanding hoenn. He is not inherently malicious. His actions are driven by a genuine, albeit misguided desire to help Pokémon, a desire born from a lifetime of carefully curated information. This makes him a tragic figure, a king whose noble intentions are twisted by the Machiavellian schemes of his adoptive father. The conflict between N and the player character is not merely a battle of strength, but a clashing of ideologies. The player, representing the traditional view of human-Pokémon partnership, must prove that their bond with their Pokémon is built on love, respect, and mutual understanding, not exploitation. This philosophical struggle elevates the narrative of Black and White beyond a simple quest to become the champion. It becomes a debate about the very ethics of the Pokémon world. N's team composition also reflects his philosophy. He often battles with Pokémon that he has encountered and befriended in the wild, or those that have been freed by Team Plasma. He doesn't use Pokéballs in the traditional sense. Instead, Pokémon willingly join him. This reinforces his image as someone who truly connects with Pokémon on their own terms. His signature Pokémon, the legendary Reshiram or Zekrom, depending on the game version, further solidifies his importance. These legendary dragons represent truth and ideals, respectively, perfectly mirroring N's quest for what he believes is the ultimate truth about Pokémon and the ideal way for them to live. The fact that one of these incredibly powerful, ancient Pokémon chooses to align with N underscores his unique charisma and his profound connection to the natural world. Beyond his philosophical impact, N also serves as a catalyst for significant plot developments. His rise to power, the activities of Team Plasma under his leadership, and his ultimate confrontation with Ghetsis drive the main narrative of the Unova region. He forces the player character to grow not just as a trainer, but as an individual, challenging them to articulate and defend their own beliefs. His journey of self-discovery, as he slowly begins to question Ghetsis' true motives and the validity of his own sheltered worldview, is a compelling character arc that adds immense depth to the story. Enn's ultimate realization that Getsus was merely using him as a puppet to achieve his own selfish goal of world domination is a heartbreaking and pivotal moment. It shatters Enn's carefully constructed reality and forces him to reevaluate everything he believed. This revelation transforms him from an antagonist into an ally, albeit a complex and still conflicted one. His final departure from Unova, seeking to understand the world and Pokémon from a new perspective, leaves a lasting impression. It suggests that his journey of discovery is far from over and that his impact will continue to reverberate. In the sequel games, Pokémon Black 2 and White 2, Enn's importance is further cemented. He returns as a mysterious figure who aids the player in their fight against the revived Team Plasma, now led by Colress and still manipulated by Getsus. His presence in these games demonstrates his enduring commitment to protecting Pokémon and rectifying the mistakes born from his past naivete. He offers guidance, battles alongside the player with his legendary dragon, and ultimately plays a crucial role in defeating Getsus once and for all. This redemption arc solidifies his status as a truly important figure, showing that even those who start on a path of misguided idealism can learn, grow, and become forces for good. The legacy of N extends beyond the Unova region. He represents the ethical dilemma at the heart of the Pokémon franchise. While the games generally portray human-Pokémon partnership as unequivocally positive, N provides a necessary counterpoint, reminding players that Pokémon are not mere tools or pets, but sentient beings with their own feelings and desires. His character encourages critical thinking and empathy, making the player consider the implications of their actions within the game world. He adds a layer of moral complexity rarely seen in children's media, prompting discussions about animal rights, environmentalism, and the nature of freedom. His design, with his flowing green hair and distinctive attire, also makes him instantly recognizable and iconic. His theme music, often melancholic and stirring, perfectly captures his internal conflict and his noble yet tragic quest. N is a character who transcends the typical villain trope, becoming a deeply sympathetic and thought-provoking figure whose influence on the narrative and thematic depth of the Pokémon world is undeniable. He challenged an entire world's paradigm, and in doing so, he challenged the players themselves. His impact on the perception of the human-Pokémon bond is arguably greater than any other single character, forcing a reevaluation of what it truly means to be a Pokémon trainer. Moving from the philosophical realm of N, let's delve into another type of important figure, the enigmatic and often frustrating rival. While the player character's journey is often solitary, it is profoundly shaped by the presence of a rival. These characters are not just opponents, they are benchmarks, motivators, and often the player's closest companions on their adventure. The rival archetype has evolved significantly throughout the Pokémon series, reflecting changing design philosophies and narrative ambitions. The importance of a rival lies in several key areas. Firstly, they provide a consistent measure of the player's progress. From the very first battle, the rival is often just a step ahead, or at least keeping pace, pushing the player to train harder, strategize better, and continually improve their team. Their presence creates a sense of competition and urgency, preventing the journey from feeling like a purely linear progression. Without a rival, the player might never feel the need to push their limits, as there would be no direct peer to surpass or catch up to. Secondly, rivals often serve as foils to the player character. They highlight different approaches to training, different personalities, and different philosophies about Pokémon. This contrast helps to define the player character's own identity and motivations. Are you a kind trainer who prioritizes friendship or a relentless competitor focused on strength? Your rival's approach often forces you to consider your own. Thirdly, rivals are crucial for character development, not just for themselves, but for the player. Their journey often parallels the players, experiencing triumphs, defeats, and moments of growth. Witnessing their struggles and successes adds depth to the narrative and makes the player's own journey feel more meaningful. The bonds formed with rivals, whether friendly or antagonistic, are some of the most enduring relationships in the games. Let's start with arguably the most iconic rival of all, Blue Oak, also known as Gary Oak in the anime. Blue is the quintessential rival from the very first generation of Pokémon games, Red and Blue, or Green in Japan. His importance is monumental because he established the very blueprint for what a rival could be. Blue is an arrogant, cocky, and immensely talented trainer. He is the grandson of Professor Oak, the revered Pokémon expert, and this lineage often fuels his sense of superiority. From the moment the player chooses their starter Pokémon, Blue immediately chooses the one with a type advantage, a subtle but significant move that immediately sets the tone for their rivalry. His constant presence, always one step ahead, always challenging the player, and always delivering a cutting remark, makes him an unforgettable figure. Blue's importance stems from several key factors. First, he is the ultimate antagonist-turned-champion. He beats the Elite Four and becomes the Pokémon League champion just before the player does, setting up the final, epic confrontation of the game. This dramatic twist, where the player must defeat their rival to claim the ultimate title, is a masterstroke of game design. It makes the final battle intensely personal and incredibly satisfying. Defeating the Elite Four is one thing, but defeating the person who has been taunting and challenging you throughout your entire journey is a far more profound achievement. This cemented the idea that the rival wasn't just another trainer, they were the ultimate test. Second, Blue's personality is a powerful motivator. He never misses an opportunity to belittle the player, question their skill, or rub his victories in their face. While initially irritating, this constant goading serves to fuel the player's determination. Every time Blue appears, the player feels a renewed drive to train harder and prove him wrong. His arrogance, paradoxically, makes the player strive for greatness. He embodies the competitive spirit of the Pokémon world. Third, his team composition is always strong and well-balanced. He uses a variety of Pokémon types, and his team often includes powerful evolved forms of common Pokémon, as well as unique Pokémon like his Arcanine or Alakazam. This forces the player to develop a diverse team and learn about type matchups, rather than relying on a single powerful Pokémon. He is a genuine challenge, especially in the early game, and requires strategic thinking to overcome. Fourth, Blue's journey subtly mirrors the player's own. He collects gym badges, battles Team Rocket, and eventually challenges the Elite Four. This shared path creates a bond, even if it's an antagonistic one. The player witnesses Blue's growth and eventual mastery, making their own journey feel more authentic and less isolated. Finally, Blue's character arc, though subtle, is present. While he never fully sheds his cockiness, his final defeat at the hands of the player and his subsequent acceptance of that defeat shows a hint of maturity. Professor Oak's words after the champion battle, reminding Blue about the importance of love and trust for Pokémon, hint at a deeper understanding that Blue might eventually reach. In later games and the anime, Blue transitions into a Pokémon professor and a respected figure, showing a significant evolution from his brash beginnings. This long-term development makes him more than just a one-off antagonist. He's a character with a real future and a lasting impact on the Pokémon world. The importance of Blue Oak cannot be overstated. He set the standard for all rivals that followed, demonstrating how a well-crafted rival can elevate the entire gaming experience, providing both a challenge and a compelling narrative thread. His influence is seen in every subsequent rival character, even as the archetype evolved. Following Blue, we encounter a different take on the rival in the Johto region, Silver. Silver stands in stark contrast to Blue, offering a darker, more brooding, and initially more hostile rivalry. His importance lies in exploring the darker side of Pokémon training and presenting a rival who is not just competitive, but actively antagonistic and morally ambiguous. Silver is introduced as a thief, stealing one of the 3 starter Pokémon from Professor Elm's lab. This immediate act of criminality sets him apart. He is cold, distant, and openly despises weakness both in himself and in Pokémon. He believes that strong Pokémon are the only ones worth training, and he shows little affection or care for his team. This philosophy is a direct challenge to the player's likely more compassionate approach to training. Silver's importance stems from several aspects. Firstly, he offers a morally complex rivalry. Unlike Blue, whose arrogance was mostly harmless, Silver's actions and beliefs are genuinely concerning. He is initially aligned with Team Rocket, or at least uses their tactics, and his disdain for weak Pokémon makes him an unsympathetic figure for much of the game. This forces the player to not only defeat him, but also to reflect on the ethical implications of his training philosophy. He represents the potential for human cruelty and neglect within the Pokémon world. Secondly, Silver's backstory adds significant depth to his character. He is revealed to be the son of Giovanni, the notorious leader of Team Rocket from the Kanto region. This revelation provides context for his cold demeanor and his obsession with strength. Having witnessed his father's downfall and abandonment, Silver likely developed a fear of weakness and a desire to prove himself superior, leading him to reject his father's methods while ironically echoing some of his ruthless tendencies. This familial connection makes his journey of self-discovery and redemption all the more compelling. Third, his ultimate redemption arc is incredibly powerful. Throughout the game, the player repeatedly defeats Silver, challenging his beliefs and demonstrating the power of a bond built on trust and friendship. The consistent presence of Lance, the champion, who also confronts Silver about his cruel ways, further pushes him towards change. By the end of the game, after witnessing his Pokemon's loyalty despite his harshness, and after seeing the strength that comes from mutual respect, Silver begins to soften. He starts to understand that true power doesn't come from fear or forced obedience, but from the bond between trainer and Pokemon. His final realization and his quiet but evident change of heart make his character arc one of the most impactful in the series. He doesn't become overtly friendly, but he becomes less hostile and more respectful, acknowledging the player's strength and the validity of their approach. Fourth, Silver's team, much like Blue's, is designed to be challenging. He often uses Pokemon with powerful attacks and good type coverage. His starter Pokemon, which also has a type advantage over the players, remains a consistent threat. His Crobat, evolved from a Golbat that typically evolves through high friendship, is a subtle but significant indicator of his eventual change, showing that even he, despite his initial harshness, can foster a strong bond with a Pokemon. Silver's importance lies in his exploration of character growth and redemption. He showed that a rival could be more than just an obstacle. They could be a morally conflicted individual on their own journey of self-discovery. His story adds a layer of psychological depth to the Pokemon world, demonstrating that even those who start on a dark path can find their way to the light, influenced by the positive example of others and the unwavering loyalty of their Pokemon. He proved that rivals could carry significant narrative weight, and contribute to the thematic richness of the game beyond simple competition. As the series progressed, the rival archetype continued to evolve. In the Hoenn region, players were introduced to May, or Brendan, who served as a much friendlier and more supportive rival. Their importance shifted from intense competition to mutual growth and exploration. May/Brendan are Professor Birch's children, and they begin their journey at roughly the same time as the player. Their rivalry is characterized by curiosity, encouragement, and a shared passion for Pokémon. They are less focused on being the best and more on discovering new Pokémon and learning about the world. Their importance lies in several key areas. Firstly, they represent a more amicable form of rivalry. Unlike Blue's arrogance or Silver's hostility, May/Brendan are genuinely friendly. They cheer the player on, offer advice, and share their discoveries. This shift created a different dynamic, emphasizing collaboration and shared adventure over cutthroat competition. It showed that a rival didn't have to be an antagonist to be impactful. They could be a supportive peer. Secondly, they often assist the player in various ways. They might provide items, heal the player's Pokémon, or offer insights into the region. Their research-oriented background as children of a Pokémon professor often leads them to share valuable information about Pokémon habitats or regional phenomena. This makes them active contributors to the player's journey, rather than just roadblocks. Thirdly, their battles, while still challenging, feel less like a personal grudge match and more like friendly spars. They are opportunities to test one's team and learn, rather than intense struggles for dominance. This change in tone made the rivalry feel more accessible and less stressful for some players, appealing to a broader audience. Fourth, their character arc is less about dramatic transformation and more about steady growth. They become stronger trainers, discover more Pokémon, and deepen their understanding of the world alongside the player. Their journey is one of shared exploration and mutual learning, culminating in a respectful final battle that celebrates their progress rather than highlighting a winner and a loser. May/Brendan's importance lies in showing the versatility of the rival archetype. They demonstrated that a rival could be a friend, a guide, and a source of encouragement, proving that competition doesn't always have to be adversarial. They highlighted the collaborative aspect of the Pokémon world and the joy of shared discovery. They were a necessary evolution, broadening the definition of what a rival could be and appealing to players who preferred a less confrontational experience. The Sinnoh region introduced another iconic rival, Berry. Berry is characterized by his boundless energy, his incredible impatience, and his endearing clumsiness. His importance lies in bringing a unique blend of comedic relief, genuine friendship, and a strong competitive drive to the rival role. Berry is the son of Palmer, the frontier brain of the Battle Tower, which gives him a natural competitive streak. From the moment he bursts onto the scene, often literally, he sets a frantic pace. He constantly challenges the player, sometimes even fining them for being too slow. His catchphrase, "I'm gonna fine you 10,000 poke dollars," became instantly recognizable. Berry's importance stems from several key aspects. Firstly, he is relentlessly optimistic and energetic. His infectious enthusiasm makes him a joy to encounter, even when he's challenging the player to a battle. He brings a lightheartedness to the journey, providing moments of humor and levity amidst the more serious plot lines involving Team Galactic. His personality makes him incredibly memorable and relatable. Secondly, despite his bluster, Berry is a genuinely good friend. He cares deeply about the player and his Pokémon. He's always pushing the player to do their best, not out of malice, but out of a genuine desire to see them succeed and to surpass them through fair competition. His competitive spirit is rooted in admiration and respect, making his rivalry feel wholesome and encouraging. He's the kind of rival who, even after a loss, will offer a word of encouragement or a tip. Thirdly, his growth as a trainer is evident throughout the game. He starts off somewhat haphazard, relying on brute force and speed. However, as the game progresses, he becomes more strategic, and his team becomes more refined. He trains a diverse team, often including powerful Pokémon like Staraptor and Snorlax, and his battles are always engaging. He learns from his losses and continually strives to improve, mirroring the player's own journey of self-betterment. Fourth, Barry's relationship with his father, Palmer, adds another layer to his character. His desire to impress his father and eventually surpass him is a driving force behind his ambition. This familial context makes his competitive drive more understandable and adds an emotional depth to his character. His eventual battles against his father in the battle tower are a testament to his growth and determination. Barry's importance lies in perfecting the friendly rival archetype while retaining a strong sense of competition. He proved that rivals could be both challenging opponents and cherished friends, adding a vital layer of camaraderie and humor to the Pokémon journey. He made the player feel like they weren't alone in their adventure, but rather part of a shared experience with a spirited companion. His constant presence and unique personality made him one of the most beloved rivals in the franchise. The Unova region, which gave us N, also introduced a trio of rivals, Cheren, Bianca, and Hugh, in Black 2/White 2. This marked a significant departure from the single rival model, allowing for a more complex exploration of different motivations and paths within the Pokémon world. Their importance lies in showcasing the diversity of aspirations among young trainers and how different personalities navigate their journey. Cheren is the intellectual and often insecure rival. His importance lies in representing the pursuit of strength and the struggle for self-confidence. Cheren is initially obsessed with becoming strong and proving himself. He meticulously studies Pokémon and battles, always aiming to be the best. His journey is one of intense focus on power and strategy, often questioning his own abilities and seeking external validation. Bianca, on the other hand, is more hesitant and unsure of herself. Her importance lies in representing the journey of self-discovery and finding one's own path. She starts her journey with less confidence than Cheren or the player, often struggling with her decision to leave home. Her battles with the player are often less about winning and more about gaining experience and building her own confidence. Her ultimate decision to become Professor Juniper's assistant, rather than pursuing the champion title, highlights that success in the Pokémon world isn't solely defined by battle prowess. She finds her calling in research and helping others, proving that there are many meaningful ways to interact with Pokémon. Hugh, introduced in Black 2 and White 2, adds a more personal and emotionally charged rivalry. His importance lies in his strong moral compass and his quest for justice. Hugh's primary motivation for becoming a trainer is not to become the champion, but to rescue his younger sister's purloin, which was stolen by Team Plasma years ago. This personal vendetta fuels his entire journey, making him fiercely determined and often hot-headed. His battles with the player are often driven by his urgency to find Team Plasma, and he often acts as an ally in the fight against them. His strong sense of justice and his unwavering loyalty to his family make him a compelling and deeply sympathetic figure. The collective importance of Cheren, Bianca, and Hugh is that they represent the multifaceted nature of the Pokémon journey. They show that trainers embark on their adventures for a variety of reasons: to become strong, to find themselves, or to seek justice. They provide different perspectives on what it means to be a Pokémon trainer and how success can be defined. Their intertwined stories and distinct motivations add a rich tapestry of character development to the Unova narrative, making the player's own journey feel more connected to a vibrant world of diverse individuals. They move beyond the simple one-upmanship of earlier rivals and delve into the complexities of personal growth and purpose. The Kalos region introduced another set of friends who also served as rivals, Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor. Their importance lies in creating a sense of camaraderie and shared experience, emphasizing the social aspect of the Pokémon journey. Shauna is energetic and focused on the bond with her Pokémon. Her importance is in highlighting the emotional connection and joy of the journey. She often expresses her excitement about new experiences and the growth of her Pokémon. Her battles are friendly, and her primary goal seems to be enjoying the adventure and making memories. Tierno is passionate about Pokémon dancing and battles with a focus on rhythm and strategy. His importance is in showcasing a unique approach to Pokémon training that goes beyond raw power. He dreams of forming a Pokémon dance troupe, and his battles often involve Pokémon with speed-boosting abilities or moves that fit a rhythmic theme. He encourages the player to think creatively about battles and define their own style. Trevor is studious and focused on completing the Pokédex. His importance is in representing the academic and discovery-oriented side of the Pokémon world. He meticulously records data and strives to be the first to complete the Pokédex. His battles are usually to test his Pokémon's capabilities and gather data rather than for pure victory. He provides a gentle reminder of the scientific and exploratory aspects of the Pokémon journey. Together, Shauna, Tierno, and Trevor create a supportive and diverse group of companions. Their importance lies in illustrating that the journey is not just about the player's individual quest, but also about the friendships forged along the way. They offer different perspectives, different goals, and different strengths, collectively enriching the player's experience and reinforcing the theme of collaboration and shared adventure. They further soften the concept of a rival, transforming it into a friendly competitor or even just traveling companion. The Alola region, with Pokémon Sun and Moon, introduced another compelling rival in Hau. Hau is the grandson of the Kahuna Hala and embodies the laid-back, joyful spirit of Alola. His importance lies in his unwavering optimism, his emphasis on fun, and his profound respect for the traditions of his island home. Hau is characterized by his cheerful disposition, his love for malasadas, and his constant smile. He is not driven by an intense desire to be the strongest, but rather by the joy of battling and the thrill of the adventure. He chooses the starter Pokémon with a type disadvantage against the players, a symbolic gesture that immediately sets him apart from rivals like Blue or Silver. Hau's importance stems from several key aspects. Firstly, he is the most purely friendly and supportive rival in the series. His primary motivation is to have fun and enjoy his journey. He genuinely celebrates the player's successes and takes his own losses in stride, always looking for the positive. This creates a refreshing dynamic, as the player never feels pressured or antagonized by Hau. He is a constant source of positive energy. Secondly, he represents the cultural values of Alola. His respect for the island challenge, the kahunas, and the traditions of his home is evident throughout his journey. He doesn't seek to conquer the islands, but to participate respectfully and learn from them. This makes him a cultural ambassador of sorts, helping the player understand and appreciate the unique traditions of the Alola region. Thirdly, despite his laid-back attitude, Hau becomes a surprisingly strong trainer. His team, often led by his evolved starter and his Alolan Raichu, becomes quite formidable by the end of the game. His battles are enjoyable and challenging, demonstrating that one can be both genuinely kind and a powerful trainer. His approach proves that success doesn't require ruthlessness or overwhelming ambition, but can be achieved through joy and dedication. Fourth, his character arc involves learning the balance between fun and responsibility. While he loves having fun, he also learns the importance of taking his training seriously and protecting his friends and his region. This growth is subtle but significant, showing him mature into a capable and respected trainer who can balance his joyful nature with his duties. Xiao's importance lies in redefining what a rival can be. He proved that a rival doesn't need to be arrogant, hostile, or even intensely competitive to be impactful. His infectious optimism, his focus on fun, and his deep respect for his culture made him a beloved and memorable character, emphasizing the positive and joyful aspects of the Pokémon journey. He showed that the spirit of adventure and friendship can be just as powerful motivators as the desire for victory. Finally, in the Galar region, we are introduced to Hop, the younger brother of the reigning champion, Leon. Hop's importance lies in his deeply personal and often heartbreaking journey of living in the shadow of greatness, struggling with self-doubt, and ultimately finding his own path. Hop begins his journey with immense enthusiasm and an almost naive belief that he will easily follow in his brother's footsteps. He chooses the starter Pokémon with a type disadvantage to the player, much like Hao, but his reasons are different. He wants to emulate his brother, who chose the same type. He is initially confident, even cocky, but this quickly gives way to self-doubt as he faces repeated losses, particularly against the player. Hop's importance stems from several key aspects. Firstly, he is arguably the most emotionally vulnerable and relatable rival in the series. His struggle with imposter syndrome and the pressure of living up to his legendary brother's reputation is a central theme of his character. Players witness his highs and lows, his moments of despair, and his eventual resilience. This makes his journey incredibly human and raw. Secondly, his character arc is a profound exploration of failure, perseverance, and finding one's own identity. He experiences numerous setbacks, leading him to question his abilities and his future as a trainer. He even contemplates quitting at one point. However, through the encouragement of the player, his brother, and his own determination, he pushes through these challenges. His ultimate decision to pursue a career as a Pokémon professor rather than the champion title is a powerful moment of self-acceptance and finding a path that genuinely suits him. He realizes that success isn't about being the next Leon, but about being the best Hop he can be. Thirdly, his friendly and supportive nature, even amidst his struggles, makes him a likable companion. Despite his personal turmoil, he remains a loyal friend to the player, cheering them on and offering support. His competitive drive is born from a desire to improve himself, not to genuinely defeat the player out of malice. He represents the kind of healthy competition that pushes both individuals to grow. Fourth, his team development reflects his journey. He constantly tries new Pokémon and strategies, sometimes out of desperation, sometimes out of genuine experimentation. His final team, often including a powerful Zamazenta in Sword or Zacian in Shield, signifies his growth and his ability to form strong bonds, even with legendary Pokémon, on his own terms. Hop's importance lies in his deeply personal and emotionally resonant character arc. He tackles themes of self-worth, the pressure of expectations, and the courage to forge one's own path. He transforms the rival archetype into a poignant exploration of personal growth and resilience, making him one of the most memorable and impactful rivals in the entire Pokémon franchise. He proved that a rival could be a mirror, reflecting the player's own journey, a source of empathy, and a testament to the power of finding one's true calling. The evolution of the rival character, from Blue's iconic arrogance to Hop's relatable vulnerability, demonstrates the enduring importance of this archetype. Rivals are more than just opponents. They are essential narrative devices that provide motivation, character development, and a deeper understanding of the Pokémon world's diverse values. They embody the spirit of competition, friendship, and personal growth, making the player's journey feel more dynamic, challenging, and ultimately more rewarding. They are the constant companions and challengers who shape the player into the trainer they become, making their place among the most important figures in the Pokémon world undeniable. Now let's turn our attention to another crucial group of individuals who, while not always trainers in the traditional sense, hold immense importance in the Pokémon world: the professors. These esteemed researchers and scientists are the intellectual backbone of the entire Pokémon universe, responsible for advancing our understanding of Pokémon, their habitats, behaviors, and the intricate ecosystems they inhabit. Without their tireless work, the world of Pokémon would be far less understood, and the journeys of countless trainers would be significantly impoverished. The importance of Pokémon professors stems from several key roles they fulfill. Firstly, they are the primary source of knowledge and guidance for aspiring trainers. Every new trainer's journey begins at a professor's lab, where they receive their first Pokémon, a Pokédex, and crucial advice about their adventure. This initial interaction establishes the professor as a mentor figure, someone who provides the tools and the foundational understanding necessary to embark on a successful Pokémon journey. They are the gatekeepers of knowledge, ensuring that new generations of trainers are equipped with the information they need to interact responsibly and effectively with Pokémon. Secondly, professors are dedicated researchers. Their primary mission is to study Pokémon, their biology, their unique abilities, and their interactions with the environment and with humans. This research is vital for expanding the collective understanding of the Pokémon world. They publish papers, conduct field studies, and collaborate with other scientists to unravel the mysteries of Pokémon. Their work leads to groundbreaking discoveries that can influence everything from conservation efforts to battle strategies. Without their scientific rigor, much of the wonder and complexity of Pokémon would remain unknown. Thirdly, they are often the driving force behind the Pokédex project. The Pokédex, an iconic tool for every trainer, is a creation of the professors. Its purpose is to catalog every known Pokémon, recording their species, type, abilities, and habitats. Professors task young trainers with completing the Pokédex, not just as a game mechanic, but as a genuine scientific endeavor. By sending trainers out into the world, they gather invaluable data that contributes to a larger, ongoing research project. This makes every trainer, in a way, a field assistant to the professor, contributing to the advancement of Pokémon science. Fourthly, professors often play crucial roles in larger narrative plots. They might be targeted by villainous teams seeking to exploit their knowledge or discoveries, or they might be instrumental in uncovering ancient legends or solving ecological crises. Their intellectual prowess and their deep understanding of Pokémon often make them key players in resolving major conflicts within their respective regions. They are not just confined to their labs, they are active participants in the unfolding drama of the Pokémon world. Let's examine some of the most important professors, starting with the original and arguably most iconic, Professor Samuel Oak from the Kanto region. Professor Oak is the quintessential Pokémon professor. He is a world-renowned authority on Pokémon, particularly in the field of Pokémon behavior and relationships between humans and Pokémon. His importance is immense, because he set the standard for all professors who followed and is directly responsible for kickstarting the journeys of countless trainers, including the player character and his own grandson, Blue. Professor Oak's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, he is the originator of the Pokédex project. He entrusts the player and Blue with the ambitious task of completing the Pokédex, effectively sending them on their grand adventure. This act alone makes him pivotal, as he is the catalyst for the entire game. His invention of the Pokédex is a cornerstone of the franchise, giving trainers a clear objective beyond just battling. Secondly, he serves as a constant mentor and guide. Throughout the Kanto journey, Professor Oak appears at various points to offer advice, assess the player's progress, and provide essential items like the item finder or the exp. Share. His encouraging words and his belief in the player's potential are a consistent source of motivation. He embodies the nurturing aspect of a mentor, always there to support and guide. Thirdly, his scientific contributions are significant. His research focuses on the bonds between humans and Pokémon, and he often emphasizes the importance of love and trust in training. This philosophical underpinning adds depth to the game's theme, suggesting that true strength comes not just from power, but from mutual respect. His insights shape the player's understanding of the Pokémon world and their role within it. Fourthly, his relationship with his grandson, Blue, adds a personal dimension to his character. While he is proud of Blue's battling prowess, he also gently admonishes him for his arrogance and reminds him of the true spirit of Pokémon training. This shows his commitment to ethical training and his desire for his grandson to grow not just as a trainer, but as a person. His wisdom extends beyond scientific knowledge to life lessons. Fifth, Professor Oak's cultural impact is undeniable. He is one of the most recognizable characters in the entire franchise, known for his distinctive white lab coat, his wise demeanor, and his iconic line, "Are you a boy or a girl?" or variations thereof. He is the face of Pokémon research and the embodiment of the benevolent, guiding figure who sets trainers on their path. His legacy extends far beyond the Kanto region, influencing the perception of all subsequent professors. Professor Oak is more than just a character. He is an institution within the Pokémon world. His pioneering research, his mentorship of new trainers, and his role in establishing the Pokédex project make him an indispensable and enduringly important figure. He is the benevolent patriarch of Pokémon science, whose influence shapes the very fabric of the Pokémon universe. Following Professor Oak, we encounter Professor Elm from the Johto region. Professor Elm is a younger, more nervous, but equally brilliant researcher, specializing in Pokémon breeding and evolution. His importance lies in expanding the scientific scope of the Pokémon world and introducing groundbreaking concepts like Pokémon eggs and baby Pokémon. Professor Elm's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his research into Pokémon breeding is foundational. He is the one who discovers Pokémon eggs and the concept of breeding Pokémon to obtain new offspring. This discovery opened up an entirely new dimension to Pokémon training and strategy, allowing trainers to breed for specific IVs, natures, and egg moves. The daycare system, a direct result of his research, became a crucial mechanic for competitive players and collectors alike. His work fundamentally changed how trainers interact with and raise Pokémon. Secondly, he is the one who entrusts the player with their first Pokémon and the Pokédex in Johto. Like Professor Oak, he serves as the initial mentor figure, guiding the player through the early stages of their journey. He also frequently calls the player to update them on his research, expressing his excitement and sometimes his concerns, which makes him feel more actively involved in the player's adventure. Thirdly, his specialization in evolution, particularly the evolution of baby Pokémon, adds another layer of scientific depth. His research into how Pokémon grow and change is vital for understanding their life cycles and genetic predispositions. This focus on the fundamental biological processes of Pokémon distinguishes his work. Fourth, he is directly involved in the narrative of Johto, particularly with the introduction of the mysterious Red Gyarados at the Lake of Rage and the investigations into Team Rocket's activities. His expertise is called upon to understand unusual Pokémon phenomena, showcasing his practical application of scientific knowledge to real-world problems within the game. Professor Elm's importance lies in his groundbreaking contributions to Pokémon biology, particularly in the fields of breeding and evolution. He expanded the scientific horizons of the Pokémon world, introducing mechanics that became integral to the franchise. He proved that professors could specialize in different areas, each contributing unique and vital knowledge to the collective understanding of Pokémon. His slightly eccentric and nervous demeanor also made him a distinct and endearing character, further cementing his place among the most important figures. Next, we have Professor Birch from the Hoenn region. Professor Birch is an outgoing and adventurous professor who specializes in Pokémon habitats and distribution. His importance lies in his hands-on approach to research, often venturing into the wild to observe Pokémon in their natural environments, and his role in highlighting the ecological diversity of the Pokémon world. Professor Birch's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his field research methodology is unique among professors. Unlike others who might spend more time in their labs, Professor Birch is often found out in the wilderness, observing Pokémon firsthand. This adventurous spirit is immediately evident when the player first encounters him being chased by a wild Pokémon, leading to the player's initial choice of a starter. This active approach emphasizes the importance of direct observation and immersion in understanding Pokémon ecology. Secondly, his specialization in Pokémon habitats and distribution is crucial for understanding the biodiversity of the Pokémon world. His research helps map where different Pokémon species live, how they interact with their environments, and how various factors influence their populations. This focus on ecology provides a broader perspective on the Pokémon world, moving beyond individual Pokémon to consider entire ecosystems. Thirdly, he is the father of the player's friendly rival, May or Brendan. This familial connection adds a personal touch to his character and further integrates him into the narrative. He is not just a distant mentor, he is also a parent, concerned with his child's journey and encouraging both his child and the player to explore and learn. Fourth, Professor Birch plays a significant role in the overarching narrative of Hoenn, which involves the legendary Pokémon Groudon and Kyogre, and their impact on the region's climate. His expertise in ecological balance and Pokémon behavior makes him an important resource in understanding the ancient conflict and its modern repercussions. He helps the player grasp the profound environmental implications of the legendary Pokémon's powers. Professor Birch's importance lies in his embodiment of the adventurous field-based researcher. He broadened the scope of Pokémon science to include ecology and conservation, demonstrating that understanding Pokémon requires venturing beyond the laboratory and into their natural homes. His outgoing personality and his direct involvement in the player's journey make him a memorable and important figure who brought a new dimension to the role of the Pokémon professor. Moving to the Sinnoh region, we encounter Professor Carolina, more commonly known as Professor Rowan. Professor Rowan is an older, stern, but ultimately kind professor specializing in Pokémon evolution, particularly how it relates to the origin of the Pokémon world. His importance lies in his deep philosophical inquiries into fundamental questions about Pokémon existence and the very fabric of the universe. Professor Rowan's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his focus on Pokémon evolution is not just biological, but also philosophical. He is deeply interested in the origins of Pokémon and the process of evolution as a fundamental force shaping the world. His research delves into the mysteries of creation and existence, tying into the legendary Pokémon of Sinnoh, like Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina, who govern time, space, and antimatter. This gives his work a profound, almost cosmic significance. Secondly, he's a mentor to the player, their rival Barry, and Dawn/Lucas. He is particularly keen on encouraging young trainers to explore and fill the Pokédex, viewing it as a critical step in understanding the world. His stern demeanor contrasts with his underlying care for his students, pushing them to be thorough and thoughtful in their research. He makes them understand that their journey is not just about battles, but about contributing to a greater body of knowledge. Thirdly, his connection to Professor Oak is notable. He was a protege of Professor Oak, and they often collaborate on research. This highlights a broader scientific community within the Pokémon world, where knowledge is shared and built upon across regions and generations. This connection reinforces the idea of a continuous scientific endeavor. Fourth, Professor Rowan plays a central role in the narrative of Sinnoh, which revolves around Team Galactic's attempts to harness the power of legendary Pokémon to reshape the universe. His deep understanding of the creation myths and the power of the legendary trio makes him an invaluable asset in combating Cyrus's schemes. He provides crucial insights that help the player understand the true stakes of the conflict. Professor Rowan's importance lies in his intellectual depth and his philosophical approach to Pokémon science. He elevated the role of the professor beyond mere biology, delving into questions of origin, existence, and the very nature of evolution. His stern but wise mentorship and his critical role in the Sinnoh narrative make him a profoundly important figure who pushed the boundaries of scientific inquiry within the Pokémon world. In the Unova region, we meet Professor Juniper. Professor Juniper is the first female Pokémon professor in the main series games. Her importance lies in her specialization in Pokémon origins and distribution, particularly focusing on the unique biodiversity of the Unova region and her role in representing a new generation of scientific leadership. Professor Juniper's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, her research focuses on the origins of Pokémon, not just in a biological sense, but also in tracing their history and how they came to be distributed across the Unova region. She is particularly interested in the unique Pokémon found only in Unova, highlighting the region's distinct ecological identity. Her work helps to explain why certain Pokémon are found in specific areas and how they evolved over time within their specific environments. Secondly, she is the one who provides the player, Charon and Bianca, with their first Pokémon and Pokédex. She is a warm and encouraging mentor, genuinely excited for her students to embark on their journeys and contribute to her research. Her approachable demeanor makes her a relatable figure for young trainers. She emphasizes the joy of discovery and the importance of documenting new findings. Thirdly, her father, Cedric Juniper, is also a Pokémon researcher, specializing in ruins and legendary Pokémon. This familial connection further emphasizes the intergenerational nature of scientific pursuit in the Pokémon world. She represents a continuation of scientific inquiry, building upon the work of her predecessors while forging her own path. Fourth, Professor Juniper is deeply involved in the narrative concerning Team Plasma. Her research often intersects with their activities, and she provides crucial information about the legendary Pokémon Reshiram and Zekrom, which are central to the region's lore and Team Plasma's goals. Her scientific expertise helps to unravel the complex history and motivations behind the conflict. Professor Juniper's importance lies in her representation of a modern, diverse approach to Pokémon research and her focus on the unique ecological and historical context of the Unova region. As the first female professor to lead a region's research efforts, she also brought a new perspective and served as an important role model. Her dedication to understanding Pokémon origins and distribution, combined with her encouraging mentorship, makes her a significant and important figure in the Pokémon world. The Kalos region introduced Professor Augustine Sycamore. Professor Sycamore is a passionate and somewhat unconventional professor, specializing in Pokémon evolution, particularly Mega Evolution. His importance lies in his hands-on approach to research, his direct involvement in challenging trainers, and his groundbreaking work on a new form of Pokémon power. Professor Sycamore's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his research into Mega Evolution is revolutionary. He is the leading authority on this temporary, powerful transformation that certain Pokémon can undergo. His work delves into the evolutionary biology behind Mega Evolution, the role of Megastones, and the deep bond required between trainer and Pokémon to achieve it. This discovery dramatically changed battle strategies and added a new layer of complexity to the Pokémon worlds. He literally introduced a new paradigm of Pokémon power. Secondly, unlike other professors who mostly stay in their labs, Professor Sycamore actively engages with trainers in the field. He frequently encounters the player and their friends, often battling them to test their skills and observe their Pokémon's growth. This direct involvement makes him a more dynamic and interactive mentor, and his battles are a unique way for a professor to contribute to a trainer's development. He is not afraid to get his hands dirty, or rather, get his Pokémon into battle. Thirdly, he is a charismatic and enthusiastic individual, known for his stylish appearance and his encouraging words. He genuinely believes in the potential of young trainers and fosters a sense of camaraderie among them. His positive outlook and his passion for Pokémon are infectious, inspiring trainers to explore and learn. Fourth, Professor Sycamore plays a central role in the narrative of Kalos, particularly regarding the ancient history of the region and the ultimate weapon. His research into Mega Evolution often intersects with the lore of the legendary Pokémon Xerneas and Yveltal, and the story of AZ, a king from ancient Kalos. His scientific understanding is crucial in unraveling the region's past and preventing a cataclysmic future. Professor Sycamore's importance lies in his pioneering research into Mega Evolution, which introduced a game-changing mechanic and deepened the understanding of Pokémon power. His unconventional, hands-on approach to mentorship and his charismatic personality made him a distinct and memorable professor. He demonstrated that professors could be active participants in the world, not just scholarly observers, and his contributions significantly expanded the strategic depth and lore of the Pokémon universe. In the Alola region, we meet Professor Kukui. Professor Kukui is a free-spirited and passionate researcher specializing in Pokémon moves and their impact on Pokémon. His importance lies in his unique research methods, his direct involvement in the Alola region's cultural traditions, and his role as the founder of the Pokémon League in Alola. Professor Kukui's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his research focus on Pokémon moves is unique. He studies the physical and energetic properties of Pokémon attacks, often getting directly involved in testing them. He's known for taking direct hits from Pokémon moves as part of his research, showcasing his dedication and eccentric personality. This hands-on, almost daredevil approach makes him stand out among other professors. His specialization delves into the mechanics of battle in a way no other professor has. Secondly, he is deeply integrated into the cultural fabric of Alola. He is the one who introduces the player to the Island Challenge, Alola's unique coming-of-age ritual that replaces the traditional gym challenge. He guides the player through this journey, explaining its significance and connecting them with the kahunas. This makes him a cultural guide as well as a scientific mentor, blending research with tradition. Thirdly, he is the personal mentor and guardian of the player character, allowing them to stay at his house during their Alola journey. This creates a very close and personal relationship, making him feel less like a distant academic and more like a family member. He is constantly supportive, offering advice and cheering the player on. Fourth, and perhaps most significantly, Professor Kukui is the founder of the Alola Pokémon League. At the beginning of the game, Alola has no official Pokémon League or champion. It is Kukui's dream and tireless effort that establishes the league, providing a new pinnacle for Alolan trainers to strive for. This makes him not just a researcher, but a visionary who actively shapes the future of the region. He creates the ultimate challenge for the player, ultimately becoming the very first Pokémon League champion that the player must defeat. This direct challenge further solidifies his importance as he tests the player's skills directly in the ultimate arena. Professor Kukui's importance lies in his unique research focus, his deep connection to Alola's culture, and his monumental achievement in establishing the region's Pokémon League. He is a professor who is not afraid to literally get into the action, combining scientific inquiry with physical experimentation and cultural immersion. His role as the final challenge of the Alola region and his unwavering support for the player make him one of the most dynamic and impactful professors in the entire franchise. In the Galar region, we meet Professor Magnolia, an elderly but sharp-witted professor specializing in dynamax and gigantamax phenomena. Her importance lies in her groundbreaking research into these unique regional powers, her mentorship of Sonia, and her role in understanding the ancient mysteries of Galar. Professor Magnolia's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, her research into dynamax and gigantamax is central to the Galar region's identity. These phenomena, which allow Pokémon to grow to massive sizes and gain incredible power, are unique to Galar and are deeply intertwined with the region's energy source, the Wishing Stars. Professor Magnolia's work explains the mechanics, history, and implications of these powerful transformations, which dramatically shape battles and the overall experience in Galar. She unlocks the secrets of Galar's signature mechanic. Secondly, she is the grandmother and mentor of Sonia, who eventually takes over as Galar's Pokémon professor. This generational mentorship highlights the passing of the torch in scientific discovery and the importance of nurturing new talent. Professor Magnolia guides Sonia in her own research, teaching her the ropes and eventually entrusting her with the mantle of professor. This lineage adds depth to both characters and emphasizes the continuity of scientific endeavor. Thirdly, despite her age, she is incredibly sharp and perceptive. She quickly recognizes the player's potential and often provides subtle but crucial guidance throughout their journey. Her wisdom and experience are invaluable, and she observes the unfolding events in Galar with a keen eye, often connecting them to ancient legends and scientific principles. Fourth, Professor Magnolia plays a critical role in unraveling the mysteries surrounding the Darkest Day, an ancient catastrophic event linked to Dynamax energy and the legendary Pokémon Eternatus. Her historical knowledge and scientific expertise are essential in understanding the true nature of this threat and helping the player and Leon to prevent its recurrence. She is a vital source of information regarding the deep lore of Galar. Professor Magnolia's importance lies in her pioneering research into dynamax and gigantamax, which defined the Galar region's gameplay and lore. Her role as a mentor to the next generation of professors and her sharp intellect in unraveling ancient mysteries make her a significant and wise figure. She represents the enduring power of experience and the continuous pursuit of knowledge, even in old age, solidifying her place among the most important professors in the Pokémon world. The collective importance of Pokémon professors cannot be overstated. They are the intellectual architects of the Pokémon universe, pushing the boundaries of scientific understanding, nurturing new generations of trainers, and often playing critical roles in shaping the destiny of their regions. From Professor Oak's foundational Pokédex project to Professor Kukui's establishment of a brand new Pokémon League, each professor contributes a unique and vital thread to the rich tapestry of the Pokémon world. They represent the spirit of inquiry, mentorship, and the endless pursuit of knowledge, making them truly indispensable figures. Their presence elevates the Pokémon world beyond a simple game of collecting and battling, transforming it into a vibrant, scientifically rich, and ever-evolving ecosystem. Beyond the major professors, there are also other important scientific figures and researchers who contribute to the Pokémon world. For instance, characters like Bill, the inventor of the Pokémon storage system, are absolutely crucial. Without Bill's ingenuity, trainers would be limited to carrying only 6 Pokémon at a time, severely restricting their ability to collect, train, and strategize. His invention revolutionized the game, making it possible to catch 'em all and manage a vast collection of Pokémon. He is a behind-the-scenes innovator whose creation is fundamental to the entire Pokémon experience. Similarly, characters like Fennel in Unova, who researches Pokémon dreams, or Colress, a scientist with Team Plasma in Black 2/White 2, who studies Pokémon strength, add further scientific depth. While Colress is initially an antagonist, his scientific curiosity and his ethical journey make him a compelling figure. His research into drawing out the true power of Pokémon, while initially used for nefarious purposes, highlights the ethical dilemmas inherent in scientific advancement. These specialized researchers demonstrate that the scientific community in the Pokémon world is vast and diverse, with individuals pushing the boundaries of knowledge in many different areas. The importance of these scientific minds, whether they are the leading professors or specialized inventors, lies in their collective contribution to the functionality, lore, and strategic depth of the Pokémon world. They provide the infrastructure, the explanations, and the new possibilities that keep the franchise fresh and engaging. Their work ensures that the Pokémon world is not static, but constantly evolving, with new discoveries and technologies shaping the adventures of trainers. They are the quiet innovators and the tireless explorers of knowledge, making them truly invaluable to the entire Pokémon universe. Now let's explore another category of highly important individuals in the Pokémon world, the Elite Four and Champions. These are the pinnacle of Pokémon trainers, the ultimate tests of skill, strategy, and the bond between trainer and Pokémon. Their importance extends beyond their formidable battling prowess. They represent the highest aspirations for trainers, serve as guardians of their respective regions, and often embody the values and challenges of their unique homelands. The importance of the Elite Four and Champions stems from several key roles they fulfill. Firstly, they are the ultimate goal for most trainers. The dream of becoming the regional champion drives countless aspiring trainers on their journeys. They set the standard for excellence in battle, proving what is possible with dedication, hard work, and a strong connection with one's Pokémon. They are the benchmarks against which all other trainers measure themselves. Secondly, they serve as the final challenge of the Pokémon League. Defeating the Elite Four and the Champion is the ultimate test of a trainer's skill, team composition, and strategic thinking. These battles are designed to be incredibly difficult, forcing players to push their limits, develop robust strategies, and utilize every tool at their disposal. The satisfaction of overcoming these powerful opponents is a core part of the Pokémon game experience. Thirdly, champions often act as protectors and leaders of their regions. While their primary role is to be the strongest trainer, they are frequently depicted as figures who step up to defend their region from threats, whether they be villainous teams, legendary Pokémon gone awry, or other existential dangers. Their immense power and their deep connection to their region's Pokémon make them natural guardians, embodying the strength and spirit of their homeland. Fourthly, they often embody specific themes or values. Each champion, and often the Elite Four members, have distinct personalities, battle styles, and philosophical approaches to Pokémon. They might represent raw power, strategic brilliance, the beauty of nature, or the strength of friendship. This thematic representation adds depth to their characters and further enriches the lore of their respective regions. Let's begin with the very first champion and one of the most iconic figures in the entire franchise, Lance, from the Kanto and Johto regions. Lance is a dragon-type specialist and a member of the Elite Four in Kanto, but he rises to the position of champion in the Johto region. His importance is immense due to his powerful presence, his unique specialization, and his role as a guardian of the Pokémon world. Lance's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, he is the original dragon-type master. Dragons were, and often still are, considered the most powerful and majestic of Pokémon. Lance's dedication to these awe-inspiring creatures immediately establishes him as a formidable and respected trainer. His team, featuring multiple Dragonite, Gyarados, which while not a dragon type, is dragon-like and incredibly powerful, and Aerodactyl is incredibly strong and strategically challenging. He was the first to showcase the raw power and mystique of dragon-type Pokémon. Secondly, he serves as the final challenge in both the Kanto as an Elite Four member and Johto as champion Pokémon leagues. His battles are legendary for their difficulty and the sheer power of his Pokémon. Defeating Lance requires a well-trained team, careful planning, and often a touch of luck. He is the ultimate test of a trainer's skill and perseverance, making victory over him incredibly rewarding. Thirdly, Lance is not just a battler. He is a protector of the Pokémon world. He is frequently depicted as a hero who actively intervenes when evil organizations, particularly Team Rocket, threaten innocent Pokémon or disrupt the natural order. In Johto, he works alongside the player to dismantle Team Rocket's operations, even going undercover to expose their schemes. This demonstrates his strong moral compass and his commitment to using his power for good, making him a true champion in every sense of the word. Fourthly, his iconic cape and his dramatic entrance further cement his legendary status. He is a figure of gravitas, commanding respect and admiration. His character design and personality perfectly convey the image of a powerful, noble, and somewhat mysterious hero. Fifth, his role in the post-game content of Generation 2, where he is encountered in the Dragon's Den and helps the player understand the history of Dragon-type Pokémon, further expands his lore and importance. He is not just a battle, but a source of deep knowledge and tradition. Lance's importance cannot be overstated. He defined what it meant to be a dragon-type specialist, established the champion as a protector, and delivered some of the most memorable and challenging battles in Pokémon history. He is a truly iconic figure whose power, nobility, and commitment to justice have left an indelible mark on the Pokémon universe. He set the bar high for all champions who followed, embodying both ultimate battling prowess and unwavering heroism. Next, we encounter Stephen Stone, the champion of the Hoenn region in Ruby and Sapphire, though Wallace takes the role in Emerald. Stephen is a charismatic and adventurous trainer specializing in Steel-type Pokémon, and is also the son of the president of the Devon Corporation. His importance lies in his unique blend of battling prowess, scientific curiosity, and his deep connection to the history and geology of the Hoenn region. Stephen's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, he is a Steel-type specialist, a type known for its incredible defensive capabilities and power. His team, featuring Pokémon like Metagross, Skarmory, and Aggron, is incredibly tough and requires strategic thinking to overcome. He showcases the strength and resilience of Steel-type Pokémon, making them formidable opponents. Secondly, he is not just a battler, but also a passionate geologist and treasure hunter. He is constantly exploring Hoenn, searching for rare stones, conducting research into the region's unique geological formations, and uncovering ancient secrets. This scientific curiosity and adventurous spirit make him a dynamic and intriguing character, bridging the gap between battling and exploration. He adds a layer of intellectual depth to the champion role. Thirdly, Stephen plays a crucial role in the overarching narrative of Hoenn, which revolves around the legendary Pokémon Groudon and Kyogre and their climatic conflict. He actively assists the player in dealing with Team Aqua and Team Magma, offering guidance, providing key items, and even battling alongside the player. His knowledge of Hoenn's ancient history and its legendary Pokémon is vital in resolving the crisis, showcasing his role as a protector beyond just battling. Fourth, his connection to the Devon Corporation, a prominent company in Hoenn, gives him a position of influence and resources. This allows him to contribute to the region in ways beyond just his personal strength, highlighting the interconnectedness of power, wealth, and responsibility in the Pokémon world. Fifth, his personality is one of quiet determination and humility. Despite being incredibly powerful and influential, he is always respectful of the player and genuinely interested in their journey. He serves as a role model, demonstrating that true strength comes with grace and a thirst for knowledge. Stephen Stone's importance lies in his unique combination of battling mastery, scientific passion, and his active role in protecting the Hoenn region. He diversified the champion archetype, proving that the strongest trainer could also be a scholar and an adventurer. His deep connection to Hoenn's lore and his compelling character make him a profoundly important figure who expanded the definition of what it means to be a Pokémon champion. Next, we have Cynthia, the champion of the Sinnoh region. Cynthia is widely regarded as one of the most powerful and iconic champions in the entire Pokémon franchise. Her importance is immense due to her incredible battling prowess, her deep intellectual curiosity, and her role in unraveling the ancient myths and legends of Sinnoh. Cynthia's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, her team is notoriously difficult to defeat. She employs a diverse team of powerful Pokémon, including her signature Garchomp, Spiritomb, Lucario, Melodic, Roserade, and Togekiss. Her team is expertly balanced, covers a wide range of types, and utilizes strategic movesets, making her battles a true test of a player's skill and preparation. Many players consider her to be the toughest champion in the series, making victory against her an unparalleled achievement. Secondly, She is not a specialist in a single type, which sets her apart from many other champions. Instead, she is a master of strategic battling, using a variety of Pokémon to cover weaknesses and exploit opponents. This demonstrates a higher level of tactical thinking and adaptability, making her an even more formidable opponent. Thirdly, Cynthia is a scholar and archaeologist, deeply interested in the myths and legends of the Sinnoh region, particularly those concerning the creation trio, Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. She often appears throughout the player's journey, offering insights, providing assistance, and helping to unravel the mysteries of Sinnoh's ancient past. Her intellectual curiosity and her knowledge of lore make her a crucial guide and a source of profound information. She bridges the gap between the mundane and the mythical. Fourth, she plays an active and critical role in stopping Team Galactic's plans to reshape the universe. Her insights into the legendary Pokémon and the fabric of reality are vital in assisting the player and Professor Rowan in preventing a cataclysm. Her power extends beyond just battling. It encompasses a deep understanding of the cosmos itself. Fifth, her calm, composed, and elegant demeanor, combined with her immense power, makes her an incredibly compelling and respected figure. She is a champion who commands authority through both strength and wisdom, embodying a refined and sophisticated approach to Pokémon training. Cynthia's importance cannot be overstated. She redefined the standard for champion difficulty, showcased the power of strategic diversity, and seamlessly integrated battling prowess with deep lore and intellectual curiosity. Her legendary status, her challenging battles, and her crucial role in the Sinnoh narrative make her one of the most important and beloved characters in the entire Pokémon franchise. She is the epitome of a powerful, intelligent, and influential champion. Next, we delve into Alder, the champion of the Unova region. Alder is a free-spirited and philosophical champion, known for his wisdom, his laid-back demeanor, and his deep connection to the natural world. His importance lies in his emphasis on the joy of the journey, the strength of personal bonds, and his role in guiding the player through a period of profound change. Alder's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, his philosophy of training emphasizes the journey itself rather than just the destination of becoming champion. He believes in the importance of exploration, self-discovery, and forming deep bonds with Pokémon. He encourages trainers to find their own path and to learn from every experience, win or lose. This laid-back but profound approach makes him a unique and inspiring champion. Secondly, Alder's team, while powerful, is diverse and reflects his appreciation for various Pokémon. He doesn't specialize in a single type, instead using a balanced team that challenges players with different strategies. His signature Pokémon, Volcarona, is a majestic and powerful bug/fire type, reflecting his connection to nature and his unique battling style. Thirdly, Alder plays a critical role in the narrative of Pokémon Black and White, particularly concerning N and Team Plasma. He initially struggles with his inability to stop N and Getsis, which leads him on a journey of self-reflection and renewal. He eventually recovers his strength and determination, becoming a guiding force for the player and a symbol of resilience. His personal journey mirrors the player's own growth and the region's struggle against Team Plasma. Fourth, he is depicted as a mentor figure who genuinely cares about the well-being of young trainers and the Pokémon of Unova. He offers advice, shares his wisdom, and helps the player understand the complex philosophical debates surrounding Pokémon liberation. He acts as a moral compass in a region facing profound ethical questions. Fifth, his role as the champion who is initially defeated by N and then later returns stronger and more determined adds a unique and compelling dimension to his character. It shows that even the strongest can face setbacks, and that true strength comes from overcoming adversity and learning from one's experiences. Alder's importance lies in his philosophical approach to training, his emphasis on the journey and personal growth, and his role as a wise mentor during a time of crisis. He represents a champion who is not just about raw power, but about wisdom, resilience, and a deep understanding of the human Pokémon bond. His character adds a rich layer of introspection and moral complexity to the champion role, making him a profoundly important figure in the Unova region and the wider Pokémon universe. Next, we have Diantha, the champion of the Kalos region. Diantha is a renowned actress and a graceful, elegant champion, specializing in fairy-type Pokémon and utilizing the power of Mega Evolution. Her importance lies in her dual role as a celebrity and a powerful trainer, and her embodiment of beauty, grace, and strength. Diantha's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, her public persona as a famous actress makes her a unique champion. She is not just a battler. She is a celebrity bringing a touch of glamour and fame to the Pokémon League. This dual role highlights the diverse paths to success and influence within the Pokémon world, showing that a champion can be multifaceted and celebrated for more than just their battling prowess. Secondly, she is a master of Mega Evolution, utilizing her Mega Gardevoir in battle. This showcases her mastery of this powerful new mechanic introduced in Kalos and her deep bond with her Pokémon. Her team is elegant, powerful, and strategically diverse, featuring Pokémon like Holucha, Gudra, and Aurorus. Her battles are a display of both grace and overwhelming power. Thirdly, Diantha plays a significant role in the narrative of Kalos, particularly regarding the ancient history of the region and the threat of Team Flare's ultimate weapon. She is deeply concerned with the well-being of the region and its people, and she actively works to protect them from Lysandra's destructive plans. Her influence as a public figure also allows her to rally support against the Villainous team. Fourth, her calm and composed demeanor, even in the face of immense power, makes her an inspiring figure. She is a champion who embodies poise and elegance, proving that strength can be expressed with grace and dignity. She serves as a role model for trainers who aspire to both excellence in battle and a sophisticated public image. Diantha's importance lies in her unique blend of celebrity, elegance, and incredible battling prowess. She brought a new dimension to the champion archetype, showcasing that the strongest trainer could also be a public figure and a symbol of cultural excellence. Her mastery of Mega Evolution and her role in protecting Kalos make her a significant and memorable figure who added a touch of glamour and sophistication to the Pokémon universe. Finally, we come to Leon, the champion of the Galar region. Leon is the undisputed, unbeaten champion, known for his charismatic personality, his powerful Charizard, and his role as a national hero. His importance lies in his overwhelming strength, his role as a mentor to the player and Hop, and his direct involvement in the region's greatest crisis. Leon's importance stems from several key factors. Firstly, he is consistently hyped as the strongest trainer in Galar and the unbeaten champion. This builds immense anticipation for his final battle, making him the ultimate challenge and the pinnacle of the player's journey. His reputation precedes him, making his eventual defeat a monumental achievement. Secondly, his signature Pokémon, Charizard, is not only iconic but also capable of gigantamaxing, showcasing his mastery of Galar's unique power phenomena. His team is incredibly strong and diverse, featuring powerful Pokémon like Rillaboom, Cinderace, and Teleon, depending on the player's starter, Haxorus, Dragapult, and of course, his Gigantamax Charizard. His battles are epic, cinematic, and incredibly challenging, living up to his unbeaten reputation. Thirdly, Leon is a charismatic and beloved figure in Galar. He is a national hero, constantly appearing at events, signing autographs, and inspiring young trainers. His positive attitude and his passion for Pokémon make him a powerful role model, driving the competitive spirit of the entire region. He is not just a battler, he is a symbol of Galar's pride and strength. Fourth, Leon plays a central and active role in the main narrative, particularly concerning the Darkest Day and the legendary Pokémon Eternatus. He is the one who leads the charge against the crisis, putting his own life on the line to protect Galar. His strength, courage, and leadership are crucial in preventing catastrophe, showcasing his role as a true protector and hero. He is not just a final boss, he is a key character throughout the entire story. Fifth, his mentorship of the player, and especially his younger brother, Hop, adds a personal dimension to his character. He genuinely cares about their growth and encourages them to pursue their dreams, even as they strive to surpass him. His relationship with Hop, in particular, explores the complexities of sibling rivalry and the pressure of living up to a legendary figure. Leon's importance lies in his overwhelming power, his charismatic personality as a national hero, and his direct involvement in both mentoring the next generation and protecting his region from catastrophic threats. He represents the ultimate aspiration for trainers in Galar and embodies the strength, courage, and leadership of a true champion. His iconic status, challenging battles, and pivotal role in the narrative make him one of the most important and memorable figures in the entire Pokémon franchise. He is the undefeated king whose reign defines an era. The Elite Four and champions, across all regions, are pillars of the Pokémon world. They represent the pinnacle of skill, the guardians of their regions, and the ultimate inspiration for trainers. Their challenging battles, compelling personalities, and often heroic deeds make them some of the most important and beloved characters in the entire franchise. They are the living legends who define what it means to be a master of Pokémon, setting the stage for countless trainers to chase their dreams and strive for greatness. Their impact is profound, shaping both the gameplay experience and the rich lore of the Pokémon universe. But beyond the established hierarchy of gym leaders, Elite Four, and champions, there exists another crucial category of trainers whose influence shapes the Pokémon world in equally profound ways: rivals. These are the characters who often start alongside the player, sharing their journey, challenging their assumptions, and pushing them to new heights. Rivals are not just opponents. They are mirrors, motivators, and sometimes even friends. Their importance cannot be overstated, as they are integral to the player's growth and the narrative's emotional depth. First, rivals provide a constant benchmark for the player's progress. From the very first Pokémon received, the rival is often there, ready to battle, testing the player's strategies and team composition. This ongoing competition fosters a sense of urgency and motivation. Without a rival, the journey might feel less purposeful, less like a race to mastery. They push the player to train harder, think smarter, and constantly improve. Consider Blue, the original rival from Red and Blue. He is always one step ahead, always challenging the player, even becoming the champion before the player gets there. This constant one-upmanship fuels the player's desire to surpass him, making the eventual victory all the more satisfying. Second, rivals often serve as narrative foils, highlighting different philosophies and approaches to Pokémon training. While the player character is typically portrayed as a virtuous, aspiring hero, rivals can embody a spectrum of personalities and motivations. Some are arrogant and self-centered, like Blue, providing a direct contrast to the player's humility. Others are kind and supportive, like Barry from Diamond and Pearl, whose boundless energy and friendly competition make the journey feel more collaborative. Still others, like Silver from Gold and Silver, are morally ambiguous, showcasing the darker side of ambition and the consequences of neglecting the bond with one's Pokémon. These varied perspectives enrich the narrative, offering different viewpoints on what it means to be a Pokémon trainer and allowing for more complex character development. Third, rivals often undergo significant character arcs themselves, reflecting the player's own journey of growth. They are not static characters. They evolve alongside the player, learning from their mistakes and triumphs. Silver, for instance, starts as a cruel and selfish trainer who views Pokémon as mere tools. However, through his interactions with the player and his own experiences, he gradually learns the value of friendship and trust with his Pokémon. This transformation is a powerful message within the Pokémon universe, emphasizing the importance of compassion and understanding. Similarly, N from Black and White, while not a traditional rival in the sense of a direct competitor for the champion title, serves as an ideological rival, challenging the very notion of Pokémon battles and the relationship between humans and Pokémon. His journey of discovery and eventual understanding adds immense depth to the Unova narrative. Fourth, rivals often contribute significantly to the emotional core of the story. The bonds forged through friendly competition, shared experiences, and mutual respect can be incredibly powerful. The bittersweet moments of surpassing a rival or the joy of collaborating with them against a common enemy create lasting memories for the player. How from Sun and Moon, for example, is a consistently cheerful and supportive rival, making the player's journey feel lighter and more enjoyable. His genuine happiness for the player's success, even when he loses, fosters a heartwarming dynamic. These emotional connections make the journey more than just a series of battles. They make it a personal adventure filled with meaningful relationships. Fifth, rivals sometimes play crucial roles in the overarching plot, extending beyond mere battles. They can be instrumental in uncovering villainous schemes, providing vital information, or even directly assisting the player in critical moments. Bede from Sword and Shield, initially a haughty and self-serving trainer, eventually becomes a gym leader and plays a role in the post-game narrative, showcasing a redemption arc and highlighting his growth. Similarly, Callum/Serena from X and Y, the player's childhood friend and rival, are deeply involved in the plot surrounding Team Flare and the ultimate weapon, fighting alongside the player to save Kalos. Their involvement elevates them from simple opponents to integral allies in the fight against evil. In essence, rivals are the essential counterpoints to the player's journey. They provide the necessary friction for growth, the varied perspectives for narrative depth, and the emotional connections that make the Pokémon world feel alive and personal. Without them, the path to becoming a Pokémon master would be a far less engaging and meaningful one. They are not just competitors, they are companions, challenges, and ultimately catalysts for the player's own evolution as a trainer. Their presence ensures that every victory feels earned, every defeat offers a lesson, and every step forward is a testament to perseverance and the power of camaraderie. Beyond the structured roles of gym leaders, Elite Four, champions, and the personal connection of rivals, there's another category of trainers whose influence, while perhaps less direct in terms of battle challenges, is equally profound: the professors. These intellectual giants of the Pokémon world are the pioneers of research, the mentors of aspiring trainers, and often the guiding hands behind the player's initial steps into their respective regions. Their importance lies in their foundational contributions to the understanding of Pokémon, their role as benevolent guides, and their often pivotal involvement in the overarching narrative and lore. First, Pokémon professors are the primary source of knowledge and understanding about Pokémon. They dedicate their lives to studying these creatures, uncovering their habitats, behaviors, types, and evolutionary processes. Without their tireless research, much of what trainers know about Pokémon would remain a mystery. Professor Oak, the iconic first professor, sets the standard by entrusting the player with their first Pokémon and a Pokédex, an invention of his own design aimed at cataloging every Pokémon in the world. This simple act immediately establishes the professor as a figure of authority and wisdom, someone whose work directly benefits every trainer. Each region's professor, from Elm in Johto to Magnolia in Galar, continues this tradition, pushing the boundaries of Pokémon science and sharing their discoveries with the world. Second, professors serve as crucial mentors and benevolent figures for new trainers. They are often the ones who provide the player with their first Pokémon, the essential tool for beginning their journey. This act is more than just a game mechanic. It symbolizes the passing of the torch, the initiation into a grand adventure. They offer advice, encouragement, and sometimes even crucial items throughout the player's journey. Professor Sycamore in Kalos, for example, not only gives the player a Kanto starter, but also encourages them to explore the region and deepen their bonds with their Pokémon. Their guidance is invaluable, especially for young, inexperienced trainers venturing out into the vast and sometimes dangerous world of Pokémon. They represent a safe harbor, a source of wisdom to return to when questions arise. Third, professors are often deeply intertwined with the central narrative and lore of their respective regions. Their research frequently leads them to uncover ancient legends, mysterious Pokémon, or impending threats. This involvement elevates them beyond mere expositors of information, making them active participants in the story. Professor Rowan in Sinnoh is crucial to understanding the creation myths of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. His research into Pokémon evolution drives a significant portion of the region's narrative. Similarly, Professor Sada and Turo in Paldea are at the very heart of the Scarlet and Violet stories, with their groundbreaking and ultimately tragic research into Area Zero and the Paradox Pokémon. Their intellectual curiosity and ambition drive the entire plot, showcasing how scientific pursuit can have profound implications for an entire region. Fourth, professors are often innovators, responsible for creating or advancing key pieces of technology that shape the Pokémon world. Beyond the Pokédex, they are behind various tools and systems that enhance the trainer's experience. Professor Juniper in Unova introduces the concept of the dream world, connecting trainers globally. Professor Kukui in Alola studies Pokémon moves and is instrumental in developing Z-moves, a unique battle mechanic for the region. These technological advancements demonstrate their practical contributions, making the world more interconnected and battles more dynamic. Their work isn't just theoretical, it has tangible impacts on how trainers interact with Pokémon and the world around them. Fifth, professors embody the spirit of discovery and the boundless potential of the Pokémon world. They inspire not only the player, but also other characters to pursue knowledge and understand the creatures they share the world with. Their passion for Pokémon is infectious, reminding everyone that there is always more to learn and explore. They represent the academic side of the Pokémon universe, balancing the competitive spirit of battles with the intellectual pursuit of understanding. Their continued research ensures that the Pokémon world remains vibrant, mysterious, and ever-evolving, always offering new wonders to uncover. In summary, Pokémon professors are the intellectual backbone of their regions. They are the fount of knowledge, the compassionate mentors, the scientific innovators, and often the key players in uncovering the deepest mysteries of the Pokémon world. Their contributions are fundamental to the player's journey, the richness of the lore, and the ongoing evolution of the franchise itself. Without their guidance and relentless pursuit of understanding, the Pokémon world would be a far less rich, less understood, and ultimately less inspiring place. They teach us that true mastery isn't just about strength in battle, but also about knowledge, respect, and a lifelong commitment to learning. Now, let's consider another pivotal group of trainers, or rather organizations of trainers whose collective impact often dwarfs that of any single individual, the Villainous teams. These groups, with their grand, often misguided ambitions, serve as the primary antagonists in nearly every Pokémon game. Their importance is multifaceted, ranging from driving the plot to challenging the player's moral compass and ultimately defining the stakes of the entire adventure. First, Villainous teams provide the primary conflict and narrative drive for the main story. Without an opposing force, the player's journey to become champion would lack urgency and purpose. These teams present a clear and present danger to the region, its Pokémon, and its people, giving the player a heroic role beyond simply collecting badges. From Team Rocket's pursuit of world domination through Pokémon exploitation to Team Plasma's radical ideology of Pokémon liberation, each team offers a distinct threat that the player must overcome. This conflict is what transforms a simple journey into an epic quest to save the world. Second, Villainous teams often represent extreme ideologies or moral dilemmas, forcing the player and the audience to consider complex ethical questions. Team Plasma, for instance, challenges the very premise of Pokémon battles and ownership, arguing for the liberation of all Pokémon. While their methods are extreme and their leader's true intentions nefarious, their initial premise sparks a debate about the nature of the human-Pokémon relationship. Similarly, Team Magma and Team Aqua in hoenn represent the dangers of environmental extremism, each seeking to reshape the world according to their own narrow vision, regardless of the ecological consequences. These teams introduce shades of gray into the typically black and white world of Pokémon, making the narrative more thought-provoking. Third, Villainous teams are instrumental in introducing and often manipulating legendary Pokémon. Their grand schemes invariably involve harnessing the power of these mythical creatures, either for destruction, creation, or control. This exploitation of legendaries often triggers the darkest day or similar catastrophic events, forcing the player to confront cosmic-level threats. Team Galactic's attempt to recreate the universe with Dialga and Palkia, or Team Flare's plan to activate the ultimate weapon with Xerneas/Yveltal, are prime examples. These interactions with legendary Pokémon elevate the stakes dramatically, showcasing the immense power that can be wielded for both good and ill. Fourth, Villainous teams provide a consistent series of challenging battles and strategic encounters. While individual grunts might not be formidable, their sheer numbers and coordinated efforts create a sense of scale and difficulty. The commanders and leaders of these teams often possess powerful Pokémon and unique strategies, serving as significant roadblocks for the player. Battling through their hideouts, foiling their plans, and ultimately confronting their leaders requires careful planning and a strong team. These encounters break up the routine of gym battles and wild Pokémon encounters, adding variety and excitement to the gameplay. Fifth, the leaders of Villainous teams are often compelling characters in their own right, with motivations that, while twisted, can sometimes be understood, if not condoned. Giovanni, the stoic leader of Team Rocket, is driven by power and profit. Cyrus, the cold and calculating leader of Team Galactic, desires a world without emotion. Lysandra, the charismatic leader of Team Flare, believes humanity is irredeemably flawed and seeks to purge it. Getsis, the manipulative true leader of Team Plasma, uses noble ideals as a facade for his own thirst for control. These complex antagonists add depth to the narrative, making their defeat feel earned and their impact memorable. In conclusion, Villainous teams are far more than just obstacles. They are the narrative engine of the Pokémon games. They provide conflict, explore moral dilemmas, introduce legendary Pokémon, offer challenging gameplay, and are led by some of the franchise's most memorable antagonists. Their presence transforms the player's journey from a simple quest to become champion into a heroic saga to save the world from destruction or misguided ideals. Without these formidable foes, the Pokémon world would lack its essential drama, its profound stakes, and the ultimate satisfaction of overcoming true evil. They remind us that even in a world filled with wonder, there are always forces that seek to disrupt the balance, and it is up to brave trainers to stand against them. Finally, we must acknowledge a category of trainers whose impact is often felt more subtly, yet is no less significant, supporting characters and lore keepers. These individuals may not always be at the forefront of battles or grand schemes, but their contributions to the world building, emotional resonance, and overall richness of the Pokémon universe are immense. They are the historians, the artists, the everyday people whose stories and interactions flesh out the world, making it feel vibrant and lived in. First, supporting characters often provide crucial exposition and lore, enriching our understanding of the Pokémon world. They might be older villagers sharing ancient legends, researchers detailing the history of a region, or even just random NPCs offering snippets of information that paint a broader picture. Take the various sages and elders found throughout the regions, who often recount tales of legendary Pokémon or past events. These characters are vital for building a cohesive and believable world, connecting the player to the deeper history and mythology of the Pokémon universe. They transform locations from mere battlegrounds into places with a past, present, and future. Second, these characters contribute significantly to the emotional depth and humanity of the Pokémon world. They represent the diverse lives and experiences of people living alongside Pokémon. From the worried parents of a lost child to the friendly shopkeepers, their interactions add realism and relatability. The characters in the Pokémon daycares, for instance, highlight the nurturing aspect of Pokémon training beyond just battling. The kind elderly woman who heals your Pokémon in a remote house provides a moment of warmth and generosity. These small human touches make the world feel more welcoming and lived in, fostering a sense of connection for the player. Third, lore keepers often introduce unique cultural elements and traditions specific to each region. Each Pokémon region is inspired by a real-world location, and these characters help to infuse that cultural flavor into the game. The dancers in Alola, the poets in Galar, or the various festival organizers found across different regions all contribute to a sense of place and identity. They showcase how Pokémon are integrated into daily life, art, and celebration, not just battles. This cultural immersion makes each region feel distinct and memorable, adding layers of depth beyond just its unique Pokémon species. Fourth, some supporting characters act as facilitators for key game mechanics or side quests, enhancing the gameplay experience. The move tutors, for example, teach special moves that cannot be learned through leveling up, allowing for greater customization of a Pokémon's moveset. The Name Rater allows players to personalize their Pokémon further. The various contest organizers or battle facility staff offer alternative challenges and ways to interact with Pokémon beyond traditional gym battles. These characters might not be trainers in the direct sense of battling, but their roles are crucial for unlocking the full potential of the game and providing diverse activities for the player. Fifth, certain supporting characters serve as moral compasses or provide moments of reflection, even without being direct antagonists. They might offer advice, challenge the player's assumptions, or simply present a different perspective on the world. The various scientists who study environmental impacts, or the everyday citizens who show compassion for wild Pokémon, gently remind the player of the broader ethical considerations within the Pokémon world. These subtle influences help to reinforce the themes of friendship, respect, and responsibility that are central to the franchise. In conclusion, while they may not always stand in the spotlight, supporting characters and lore keepers are the threads that weave the rich tapestry of the Pokémon world. They provide context, emotional resonance, cultural identity, and practical assistance. They remind us that the Pokémon universe is not just about powerful battles and grand adventures, but also about the everyday lives of people and Pokémon, the shared histories, and the quiet moments of connection that make the world feel truly alive. Their collective presence ensures that the Pokémon world is not just a stage for the player's journey, but a vibrant, complex, and endlessly fascinating place in its own right. From the formidable gym leaders who test a trainer's nascent skills, to the indomitable champions who represent the pinnacle of mastery, from the challenging rivals who push us to grow, to the wise professors who illuminate the mysteries of the world, and from the nefarious villainous teams who threaten to plunge regions into chaos, to the countless supporting characters who breathe life into every corner of the map. Every trainer, and indeed every character, plays a vital role in shaping the expansive and beloved Pokémon universe. Their interconnected stories, their diverse motivations, and their unique contributions combine to create a world that has captivated generations of players. The journey of a Pokémon trainer is not just about catching them all or becoming the very best. It is a journey defined by the people and Pokémon encountered along the way, each leaving an indelible mark on the path to greatness. The true importance of these trainers lies not just in their individual power or narrative weight, but in how their collective presence creates a vibrant, challenging, and endlessly engaging world that continues to inspire and entertain. Thanks for watching. If these quiet details helped you relax, there's another video waiting on the left of your screen. You can let it play as you close your eyes. You might hear something soothing before you fall asleep again.